Angie's List is now Angie, and we've heard a lot of theories about why.
I thought it was an eco move. Fewer words, less paper.
No, it was so you could say it faster.
No, it's to be more iconic.
Must be a tech thing.
But those aren't quite right. It's because now you can compare upfront prices, book a service instantly, and even get your project handled from start to finish.
Sounds easy.
It is, and it makes us so much more than just a list. Get started at Angie.com. That's ANGI, or download the app today.
Lowe's knows how to save pros time and money. Right now, get 10% off all kitchen cabinet orders of $1,000 or more. Plus, MVP's Pro Rewards members earn double the bonus points on select stock cabinets through August 4th. Lowe's knows savings. Lowe's knows pros. Must ask cashier to apply discount barcode at time of purchase. Discount on cabinet purchase only. Coupon cannot be used with any other discount. Valid 7/27 through 8/9. Bonus points calculated before taxes and fees after applicable discounts, if any.
Make this the summer at Miami Lakes Auto Mall. Save thousands and drive with zero down or zero payments for 90 days on most new models. The Ram 1500 has received J.D. Power's best drive appeal among large light-duty trucks 3 years in a row. Get a brand new 2022 Ram 1500 Bighorn Crew Cab for $459 per month for 42 months for save thousands off MSRP on select vehicles. Buy online at Miami Lakes Chrysler JeepDodgeRam.com. Call 844-255-2474 for details.
Get your staycation ideas flowing and celebrate your best summer ever in Greater Fort Lauderdale with 101 unforgettable experiences. Hi, it's Tamara G, and you can find them all at visitlauderdale.com/summer. Fly above the water on a flyboard with Aquaflight, or you can scuba dive or snorkel in Lauderdale by the Sea or on Hollywood Beach. And throughout August, you can also enjoy Dine Out Lauderdale, extraordinary culinary experiences for everyone under the sun. Learn more at dineoutlauderdale.com.
Ready? Game time. Celsius Essential Energy Drinks presents Inter Miami CF. MLS action here. The home of Inter Miami CF. AM 560 Sports, WQAM, FM 99.9 HD2, and always live on the free Odyssey app. Let's go.
Brought to you by Celsius, the official energy drink of Inter Miami CF. Past to Celsius, Celsius, still Celsius. Go! Celsius Essential Energy Drinks, the official energy drink of Inter Miami CF.
Not far from kickoff at Toyota Stadium as Inter Miami take on FC Dallas in the round of 16 in Leagues Cup. Again, for those unfamiliar with the tournament, the first ever meeting between two different domestic leagues where both seasons stop for the introduction of a tournament, World Cup style, 47 teams, 18 from Liga MX, 29 from MLS. 11 MLS teams remaining in the competition, 5 from Liga MX, and tonight it's Miami against FC Dallas. Miami will line up as such. Drake Callender in goal, a right to left back four of DeAndre Yedlin, Serhii Krivtsov, Kamal Miller, and Jordi Alba. Sergio Busquets, Dixon Arroyo, and Diego Gomez make up the three-man midfield. Lionel Messi, Joseph Martinez, and Robert Taylor make up the forward line for FC Dallas. Martin Paz in goal, a right to left back four of Giovanni Jesus, Sebastian Ibiaga, and Kosi Tafara, and Marco Farfan. A three in midfield of Facundo Quignon, Sebastian Lletget, and Alan Velasco. A forward three of Bernard Camungo, Jesus Ferreira, and Jader Obrian. The scenes from the Toyota Stadium show a packed house. Tickets sold out within 25 minutes of them going on sale. Get in the door price, $500. Average ticket price, $850 to watch this game in Texas. I saw a stat on Twitter that suggested that is an 1,800% increase from the usual ticket prices for FC Dallas games. It is incredible to see the scenes that will unfold around the country as we're underway. Inter Miami, winner go home in Leagues Cup in the round of 16 against FC Dallas. And it will be Dallas who start with possession of the ball, wearing their red shirts with the blue shorts and socks. Miami going with the all pinks tonight. The heartbeat kit away from home. And already the chants are for Messi. Away from home. Some Dallas fans trying to drown it out, but Messi is the chant from the supporters of FC Dallas. There's an early free kick given to Inter Miami, offside given against the Tanzanian forward for Dallas, Bernard Camungo. And Miami with a first chance to have a bit of possession here. Chris Whittingham, Thomas Wrong, and your commentary team bringing you all of the live descriptions of this one, and it's remarkable. Particularly at sometimes you've seen the Toyota Stadium, especially during the summer, and you'll see some empty seats. But the atmosphere is thick here as Alaba unable to control the long ball sent out towards the left side, and a throw in to come for FC Dallas.
And this will be the clearest look yet on how this new Inter Miami team could look down the stretch in MLS as well. Woody, FC Dallas is the best MLS opponent they've faced so far.
As Ferreira gets the knotted header towards the back post, Aurian trying to turn in, but a dangerous header there from Ferreira.
And that's their strength out of that 4-3-3. Great wide players that can take you on 1v1, serve as well. And that interior defense, again, has to be strong with Sergi Christoph and Kamal Miller just looking at each other. And when you look at each other, you're normally too late to get tight to a Jesus Ferreira, who's got 10 goals, obviously, in MLS, 7 in the Gold Cup when Dallas struggled, when he was gone, quite frankly, and a guy that's shown over time that he can score goals.
And Dallas, again, with possession. One of the questions before this game is how Miami would handle playing away from home for the first time, and certainly a very MLS-y, as it were, kind of away trip going to Dallas, longer than 2-hour flight. It's 100 degrees in the thick of the Texas summer. My travels with MLS Season Pass have been to some of these venues. Austin, Dallas, it is unspeakably hot.
Coach
in some
there,
of these stadiums.
played there as well, and being 105, 110, because the stadium is packed, there's a huge difference as well, that heat, as you talked about, people are breathing as well. That'll be around 110. Yes, it's not humid, but it's still a bit of a kick in the butt, so to speak, initially, when you have to get through the first 15 or 20 minutes to catch your legs a little bit, your lungs as well. And then when this game turns on its head sooner or later, you hope to think that second wind kicks in.
Drake Callender going long, and Martinez did lay it off for Diego Gomez, but free kick given for offside.
And Nico Estevez has done a great job. I mean, fourth best defense in Major League Soccer as well. Ibiaga, Farfan, Jesus, pretty good defenders.
As Dallas trying to go direct up towards Velasco. Krivtsov trying to poke it off of Velasco, not once but twice, but Velasco, the Argentinian, can control the Dallas penalty area. Obrian now laying it off for Quignon. And Dallas coming forward but resetting possession. Jesus to put the cross in. Kamungo's header, forcing a save off of Callender, and Ferreira there to turn in. And Dallas in the opening 5 minutes have scored, but the offside flag has come up against Jesus Ferreira. On the doorstep, it was nearly the opening goal inside of 4 minutes for Dallas.
And Inter Miami living dangerously twice now. Jesus Ferreira, not the biggest guy, but very smart in the way he makes runs, gets free inside the 18-yard box. Not good pressure on the ball out wide. You have to prevent those crosses. And Sergi Christoph obviously scrambles in that 1v1 that he should have won. And all of a sudden, we're very deep, Chris, inside of our 18-yard box, inviting those balls out wide to be flighted in that area. And this time, actually, it's initially Kamungo that gets his head on it, and then Ferreira with the rebound. Thank God it was offsides. And yes, we need to get a hold of the ball. Who better to do it? Messi.
And he's played it in behind, direct in towards Robert Taylor. Tries the first time strike. Jesus was in the way. And you can hear, as soon as he touched the ball, a surge of noise to the ground. Alba getting that recovered ball and playing it back to Busquets. Now to the right side of the pitch here with Dixon Arroyo. It's been very good defensive efforts, filling in the gaps and help covering for Busquets in that midfield. Krivtsov on for Kamal Miller onto the left side on the halfway line. Nearing on 5 minutes gone to remain 0-0. Dallas have put the ball in the back of the net, but given is offside. Gomez now on the left side in his first Miami start. The young Paraguayan signed with MLS's under-22 initiative from Libertad in Paraguay as it comes off of Taylor last and out for a throw. Tata Martino in his 5th game in charge of Inter Miami, still trying to bring along this team.
I think really important is going to be, obviously, both teams need to be smart in possession, obviously. And with the Messis and Busquets and Albas of the world, you like to think that will favor Inter Miami as well. But for Dallas, that becomes really important. Can they control tempo and possession?
Layoff from Joseph Martinez, and Arroyo helps it on here for DeAndre Yedlin, who plays on the right side of this defensive four, bringing some of that American experience and MLS experience into the team as Gomez has popped up into a nice space in the middle. Played it out for Taylor and on for Jordi Alba now left side. Cut back for Lionel Messi. First time strike into the bottom corner, and Messi's done it again. 4 games, 6 goals now, and Miami have another early one inside of 6 minutes. They lead Dallas by a 1-0 through who else but Lionel Messi.
And who else assisting Messi in his first start for Inter Miami's Jordi Alba, who's done that for 265 games. But there seems to be an issue right here. The referee's talking about going to VAR. But yes, vintage Alba, vintage Messi, starting with Busquets, finding Gomez through the lines and going out wide to Taylor, who finds the overlapping Alba. And I don't know what the problem would be in terms of VAR, but vintage zone 14 inside of the foot through traffic, which is very hard to see, by the way, for a goalkeeper, and he just picks his spot. Brilliant.
And Joseph Martinez was stood next to the Dallas keeper, Martin Paz, and the only question is, was he impeding his vision? Was he in the way
Chris, yep.
and could potentially have gotten a touch? So this will be looked at on VAR.
And his little movement, if he stays completely stationary, you can make a case that he doesn't interfere, but that slight body movement could freeze Paz a little bit.
And the referee is going to go look at it. From where the ball is placed, I think the goal was initially disallowed. So the ball is placed for a free kick inside of the Dallas 6-yard area, and now they'll look at it on VAR to see if that decision was a clear and obvious error. So, again, the call on the field, I believe, is no goal. And now the referee, Cesar Arturo Ramos, will have a look. He gives the VAR signal, goal! It will stand. So we thought it was a goal in real time. It was given as offside, and now after a VAR check, it is indeed given as a goal, and Miami lead Dallas by a 1-0.
Brave decision by the referee. You can argue both cases, quite frankly. With Joseph Martinez clearly in the vision of Paz with some movement, almost getting out of the way. But again, it starts with Busquets, played through lines. Gomez opening up in his first touch, finding Taylor. We talked about that chemistry between Alba and Messi through traffic. No chance for the Dutch goalkeeper.
Now, Martinez is in there, but I guess the question, and ultimately what the goalkeeper, or what the referee ended up deciding, along with the VAR, Eric Miranda, is that Martinez was not judged to have been interfering with the play, and obviously did not touch the ball. So it's a good goal, and Miami leading the opening 10 minutes here in this Leagues Cup knockout round tie. Miami again now with possession of the ball through Yedlin on the right side. Nearing on 9 minutes gone. Yedlin trying to slide it back to Krivtsov, but he's given it away, and now Ferreira potentially to get forward here. We've seen the ball go in the back of the net at both ends. Initially disallowed. Dallas having their goal retained as disallowed. Miami's eventually given on VAR as Gomez helps it on there for Joseph to try to lay it back to Messi. Referees allow play to continue. Challenge through the back there of Obrian, and the referee again allow play to continue on the challenge from Krivtsov.
Yeah, he's swallowing the whistle, which means the signal to the players, we can step it up one more notch to see when he's going to call. This could be very physical till he steps in. Managing this game with Messi, not easy for MLS referees. And Oscar Pereira pretty much saying he got preferential treatment after the last game against Orlando. But what a start for Inter Miami after twice struggling with the Jesus Ferreira headers. And then just took an Alba Messi combination to get up under 10 minutes on the road. And I talked about Diego Gomez's influence. Again, finding pockets in between the lines, and then with Busquets passing and vision to find those players. And then that left side, when Messi's not involved, opens up a little bit for Taylor, making the right decision, finding his overlapping left fullback Alba.
And Dallas now with possession going forward about 35 yards from goal. Busquets to the challenge on Kamungo, but a man down is Velasco. He was caught there by Dixon Arroyo. It'll be a free kick from almost dead center of the pitch, about 25 to 30 yards from goal. We'll see what Dallas can do here with this set piece opportunity.
And this will settle things down as well. Arroyo clearly early on in the 50-50 could have been called for a foul. This time he continues to be very physical, testing the referee. That was one of my roles as well that Cruyff said. Test the referee. Come Stutz up first. He doesn't say anything. Come Stutz up again. He warns you. Okay, relax for 5 minutes. We have somebody else take a turn as well. I mean, that's the way it goes. And now the referee said, Arroyo not good enough, and both teams will take note.
And the referee is from Liga MX, Cesar Arturo Ramos. Normally referees at Mexican football, which is generally known for being a little bit more physical. You see a little bit more let go. That's going to be a free kick about 30 yards from goal. Velasco is over it and looks like he will fancy it. Looks like he's going to try and take the strike on from this sort of distance. Velasco will go for goal. And towards the top corner, and it's just wide. Calendar looked like he about had it covered, but still was happy to see it go the wrong side of the post.
Yeah, the 7 million Argentinian that has played predominantly out wide on the wing, inserted into midfield next to Sebastian Lletget, playing with one holder, almost two attacking midfielders, 8/10s. Interesting move by Nico Estevez. But he's such a good passer out of that position, and it makes a lot of sense.
Calendar going long up towards Joseph, but Tafari, the center back for Dallas, closer to it.
And that's really experienced coaching by Tata Martino, with all due respect to Phil Neville. Understanding now when there's any kind of danger, we go direct. We don't have to build all the time. We want to minimize as many mistakes as possible. If you play mistake-free and you got Messi on your side, you probably win the majority of your games.
Lletget with possession. Miami are sending numbers forward and trying to press. Busquets and Messi are among those doing that running, as Farfan emerges with it for Dallas on the left side.
Right, and you might see that more often, Witty. Look at Busquets now that a triangle in midfield is the first confrontation defensively, because he knows now he's got two guys that can do that number 6 as well. Brilliant.
Now Velasco in a pocket of space on the left side will chip it towards the right. Making the run to the area was Camungo, but the header won there by Alaba. And now Taylor emerging with it and sliding a nice pass up to Jordi Alba on the left side on the touchline in front of Camungo. Puts in a good challenge for Dallas and has won it back here on the right wing. About 20 yards from goal now, Camungo. In the middle with the U.S. international Sebastian Lletget, 33 caps for the American side. Velasco on for Jesus. His cross in towards the area off the back there of Alba. And is able to keep it again here with Taylor. Alba in his first start made his debut on Wednesday off the bench. And will look to become the regular starting left back. Obviously, Miami without Franco Negri due to injury. As poked on there from Busquets. One in the middle there by Farfan. He'll get the return pass here from Obrian. Farfan, who joined in the trade ahead of last season from Portland Timbers, rather LAFC. He's also a former Portland Timbers player. As Miami has one possession. It's clear there from Krivtsov, but Busquets was fouled before the clearance, so the referee going back and giving the free kick.
Yeah, DeAndre Letma and Jordi Alba will be tested today with two wiry guys out wide that can take people on 1v1. Good crosses off the ball and get their occasional goal as well, and can provide Jesus Ferreira with opportunities. Important for Yetlin and Jordi Alba to take care of the defensive responsibility first and then give you something going forward, as Alba did, obviously, a few minutes ago.
In the last 3 games, Lionel Messi has goals in the first 10 minutes.
Wow.
Tonight in the 6th minute, against Orlando in the 7th minute, and against Atlanta in the 8th minute. And Miami lead by 1-0 over FC Dallas. Martinez helping it on towards the right side. It was clattered there by Tafari. He's gone rolling over, and the referee will have to deal with it. And the first challenging moment and a first yellow card of the game as well. Tafari, New York City-born center back.
Yeah, I thought that's an Arroyo warning and harsh call. Things would calm down a little bit, but that's just a harsh, rash tackle. 60 yards away from your goal, with no need there. Play him tight, force Joseph Martinez to play backwards, job done. And now Tafari puts himself in that left zone where Messi will come as well with a yellow card in some real serious trouble.
Miami with possession of it now from the free kick. Busquets try to help it back towards Alba, but a misplayed pass.
And both Ibiaga and Tavadi are physical guys that want to get into players that are hard. So now sitting on a yellow card, Tavadi has to change his game a little bit and be a lot smarter, which might give opportunities towards Joseph Martinez and Leo Messi.
Dallas with possession of it. Arroyo swarming Velasco on the ball to win it back, and now Messi. Trying to play it in behind and towards Taylor, but Ibiaga was in the way. Trying to play that right-footed ball in behind. Taylor almost always being instructed, run. Yeah. Run in behind.
Which is for Leo Messi absolutely brilliant because it gives him one for sure station without even looking. He knows Robert Taylor's going to go deep. And then he can decide the ball is on, or I'm going to phone Joseph Martinez, or we'll continue to build and restart our possession again.
Dallas building out from the back. Miami, interestingly, are very high. Trying to press. The ball is played up to Ferreira, but Taylor can win it. His header came off him. He couldn't control it. Joseph Martinez trying to lay it back after the ball came in from Messi. It was popped backwards and not in the right position. And Dallas emerging with possession. Yedlin going flying into Velasco, just poked it beyond him. And is on his way now. Velasco in towards Obrian, the Colombian winger on the left side in front of Krivtsov, edge of the penalty area. Lays it off for Velasco now. Left wing into the middle here with Ferreira, who's afforded some space. He'll instead cross it towards the right side. Jesus bombing forward. He'll control ahead of the right side. Corner flag. Dallas going from right to left in this first half. Miami from left to right. Quignon now in the middle of the pitch. Lofts it in towards the area. Velasco was in there. He might have been offside, but Yedlin could take no chances. There's a bit of an acrobatic clearance away for a corner to FC Dallas.
Yeah, very hard for DeAndre Yedlin right now. He's looking over his shoulder to Christoph or one of the holders, Dixon Arroyo, because he's in a 2v1 situation right now. Velasquez going out wide, basically overloading an area with O'Brien, and all of a sudden, a desperate attempt by Yedlin to keep Velasco not getting that one on frame.
Set piece opportunity to come here for Dallas. Miami leading by a 1-0 with 18 minutes gone. Everyone stood here at Toyota Stadium as the free kick comes in. It's headed away there. Arroyo or Krivtsov got something on it. Farfan trying to send it back through the area, but Kamal Miller just marshalling it for Callender to play, and he'll slide it out to Diego Gomez on his Inter Miami full debut.
Yeah, and great to see that Tata Martino after that St. Louis game. Chris Whittingham, what they gave up on 3 set pieces in a 3-0 loss on the road. Tata Martino's first game, actually, still without Messi, and changed from a pure zonal to zonal and man-to-man. That's really worked for Inter Miami. Aggressive on the first ball in, getting their lines up real quickly. Don't allow second phase attacks to take place. Well done.
Here's Messi. Oohs and ahs through the crowd every time he touches it. Gomez on for Arroyo. Into Joseph Martinez now. Helping it on for Diego Gomez on the left side. Liberating now. He'll shoot from distance, and it was quite some distance. It was about 35 yards, and he got underneath it and sails it into the stand at Toyota Stadium.
Such a dynamic player, almost made for MLS as well. Incredible engine, very high technical ability. And again, his positioning for Busquets and not allowing Taylor and Alba to do the overlap and finding him at the right time as well. Important. Young 20-year-old Paraguayan.
Involved in the pressing there with Ferreira. Trying to play it up to Obrian, but he's presented it to Messi. Now pings a couple passes with Busquets and Arroyo. Gomez now playing with Messi. Trying to play in behind him towards Joseph. Challenge in from Gomez on Tafara as he had stepped forward. And it's a free kick given.
And the body language throughout this team has been so positive, starting with their captain, Leo Messi, obviously. Such a good vibe right now, which we haven't seen for a while, Chris Whittingham.
It's Dallas now again in possession. Coming forward into the Miami half. On the left side, Alan Velasco. Young Argentine, as you mentioned, $7 million transfer from Independiente. Only 21 years of age. Turned 21 last week, as a matter of fact. So still very young, 21, and progressing and growing, particularly in the new midfield role that he finds himself in. Leggett on it for Dallas. Sliding back to Ibiaga. 20 minutes gone. Miami leading through yet another Messi goal.
And teams really struggle in the press against us, but also when we drop in that 4-4-2 with Martinez and Messi high, that block of four in midfield tight to that back four, but keeps a pretty high line, so very hard for opponents to play through that.
Velasco there dispossessed by Arroyo. Referee allowing play to continue. It's generally been his modus operandi here so far in this first half, which has flown by. Miller, left side here with Jordi Alba. Former Barcelona left back, won 6 La Liga titles, won the Champions League, played 459 times, provided 99 assists. As the referee will hold play here.
Gomez went down with a pretty nasty tackle. It was play on by the referee, so both ways can make an argument. Hey, ref, we deserved a little bit more.
Already plenty of sweat on the brows of all players on the pitch. As we talked about in the pre-match, expected to be around 98 to 100 degrees at kickoff of this one. An exceptionally warm evening in Dallas, playing in the heart of the summer. Kickoff at 8:30 Central Time, just to try and alleviate that a little bit, but still plenty hot. Miller, Miami again in possession. We've seen longer spells of possession. Tata Martino in charge, and the new signings and the quality that's come into the team, it's become almost an entirely different proposition as Arroyo tried to play it towards Miller on the left, but instead presents it to Kamungo. His cross in is off of Miller, shouts for handball. Referee allowing play to continue. A bit of danger there as it came off of Miller. Header through the penalty area, but a couple of Dallas players offside. And so it comes for Callender, and now he'll roll it out to Messi. Herky-jerky the game at the moment. And again, Messi going to try and find Taylor in behind. Jesus with the intervention. Pops into the air, and now Taylor will control on that left wing. Jesus, the young Brazilian, able to take it off him and side it up to Kamungo. And now Farfan for Dallas. Carrying forward. Miami, after 23 minutes, lead by a goal to nil through Lionel Messi. His 6th goal in 4 Leagues Cup games since arriving for Inter Miami. Hit for a brace in the last 2 against Atlanta and against Orlando. He scored that brilliant free kick in his opening game against Cruz Azul. And he's got another here tonight. Quignon for Velasco. Left wing about 25 yards from goal. FC Dallas enjoying some spells of possession. Have put the ball in the back of the net once. It was disallowed due to offside. Off of Jesus Ferreira. To Farai. One here for Farfan. Trying to play him behind it towards Obrian, who pulled Krivtsov to the ground. It will be a free kick. The Ukrainian center back winning it for Miami.
Yeah, Obrian really becomes a second striker next to Ferreira, and Velasco just drifts out wide as well. So now all of a sudden you get Kamal Miller and Sergi in 1v1 situations for long stretches. That means heightened awareness, great discipline, obviously, and well done there by Sergi, preventing anything and drawing the foul.
Another loose giveaway in midfield from Miami as Gomez was trying to play it square. Presented it there to Obrian, but Dallas not playing quickly enough in transition to fully take advantage. Velasco on for Farfan. 1v1 here with Yedlin on the left side. Playing it with Quignon. Lofts it into the area. Alaba will nut it back to Drake Callender and will handle, but Miami a bit loose in possession at the moment.
That's veteran experience right there for Jordi Alba. And look at Alba right now, just what you're saying. Hey, guys, we got to heighten our awareness. Poor turnover by Arroyo a minute ago. Now again in critical or bad spots, as I call that. You're absolutely right, Woody. Dallas not doing anything right now in transition. Still trying to build for 2 or 3 passes before they want to go to goal.
Yedlin playing the 1-2 with Arroyo now flying down the right wing into the Dallas half. DeAndre Yedlin into the now final third of FC Dallas. Will stop and turn on it. Slide it back here for Busquets. First time into Gomez. Now Messi on the left side. Playing it with Alba and Joseph. One touch passing here, forming triangles on the left side. Messi into Joseph Martinez. Lost control in a bit of a tight space, but Taylor's won it back here for Miami. Taylor into Jordi Alba now into the penalty area. Back with Messi. Messi tried to play the 1-2 there with Martinez, but it was Quignon in the way. The offside flag up against Inter Miami for the build-up, and now Cesar Arturo Ramos will wave on a hydration break, given the temperature in the ground nearing on the half hour. we'll take a brief pause in the action here and allow both sets of teams to get some drinks. Thomas Rongen, what have you seen so far from the opening 45 minutes or opening 25 minutes of play?
With murder early on. Chris Whittingham responded well through Robert Taylor finding Alba in the overlap on that left side, like they've played together for many years. And talking about playing together for many years, that ball to Messi, that first time finish, vintage, inside of the foot, perfection. 1-0 for Inter Miami in a pretty tight, even game so far. The difference, again, the GOAT, Leo Messi.
And Alaba slid it back for him. So a first Miami assist for Alaba, a sixth Miami goal for Messi. It was looked at on VAR, but eventually given as a goal in this one. So Messi and Miami leading by 1-0. As mentioned, we are in a brief hydration break, so both sets of players can get a little bit of a refresh considering the enormous heat here. And while we have this moment, let's pause 10 seconds for station identification across the Inter Miami radio network.
Sports lives here. WQAM Miami, WPOW HD2 Miami, WKIS HD2 Boca Raton, the home of the Heat, Hurricanes, Panthers, and Inter Miami.
Powered by Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys.
And Odyssey Station.
And both sets of players with these cold towels that are provided to all the teams just to try and get some cooling into the back of the neck and get the temperatures down of all the players. Again, 100 degrees at kickoff.
The coaches can really now talk to the group and talk about some little adjustments. You see Yetlin with Taylor. You saw Javi Morales talking to Kamal Miller. On the other side, Nico Estevez as well, because you're almost at 30 minutes. You can see trends develop right now, and you can counteract that, obviously, by making some subtle moves within your team to maybe more productive. For Dallas, there's going to be a level of more directness, although this team loves to build through different stations and almost becomes methodical and slow, allowing opponents like Inter Miami to get numbers behind the ball. So that needs to change. And Messi understands that they could be vulnerable if Dallas are pushing numbers forward. But I love the communication right now with still, Jordi Alba and Diego Gomez for the first time in that starting 11. So chemistry so important. Good communication between coaches and team.
And as we're back underway here, Dallas and Miami, after the hydration break, we thought that it would take some time for some of this to come together, even with the enormous talents you bring into the team, that it could be difficult to bring all of them along. But so far the results are coming while you're figuring out the process, as Gomez has done well to take the ball out of the air from a clearance from Dallas and play with Kamal Miller, slid all the way back to Drake Callender. Nearing on 29 minutes gone, Miami leading through yet another Lionel Messi goal.
I've learned throughout my coaching and playing career, Chris Whittingham, 2, 3, 4 players could make a huge difference in the improvement of a team. I knew that very clearly in MLS when my international players would go on qualifying or World Cup break, so to speak, and you would lose, key elements, and all of a sudden you look at an average team. Messi makes teams better. Messi makes individual players better. Robert Taylor and Joseph Martinez being great examples, but the balance, the organization, Chris, on both sides of the ball, so much better. And give the players, the non-Messi players, a lot of credit too, to buying into that, executing it, which is not easy, as you said, Chris, but sometimes takes a 6 weeks pre-season to get it all ironed out. They're doing it because they got some smart, intelligent guys on the pitch.
Miami in possession of it. Robert Taylor sliding it back to Jordi Alba. We'll switch now out towards Krejcov, edge of his own area. We'll play it to Yedlin now on the right side for Inter Miami. Now into the middle here with Arroyo. You see Dallas sending numbers forward now in the press as well, trying to force Miami to play and use their one touches to get out of it. Yedlin sending long up towards Joseph. The header one there by Tafari. Now Alba coming well out. Messi getting a piece of it on that forward ball as Ibiaga will now play it out towards the right side. Up towards Jesus, but he overcooked it, and it's gone out for a throw. Getting a look at some of the celebrities in the stadium. Tony Romo in attendance.
There you go.
Obviously the lead CBS NFL analyst and former Dallas Cowboys quarterback. Actually, quite a few Dallas Cowboys might have asked for some tickets to this one. Miller up towards Alba, and tries to send it long in towards Gomez. Jesus in the air has won it for Dallas. Advantage was awarded as he was shoved in the air. Ibiaga now in his own half for FC Dallas, who have controlled their share of possession in this one.
Yeah, without the flurry, though, early on, Chris, they haven't done much with their possession.
Yep.
Whereas Inter Miami, in particular, the last two games, both are on 65-35-4 in favor of Miami, and did something with it in terms of shots on target, in terms of goals as well.
Well, trying to play one touch there, and Dallas is giving it away. Messi now running with Joseph Martinez. Messi sliding it towards Martinez. Here's Joseph, and the save there from Martin Paz. The offside flag came up against Joseph. Trying to slide it in behind there, Messi. And he found the pocket of space. So much of the attention went towards Messi, and Joseph was wide open, albeit offside.
Yeah, great run by Joseph Martinez, and Messi checked his shoulder. Is Taylor there? No. The only option for him really was Joseph Martinez. Draws the crowd. Joseph makes the perfect run, but just offsides as well by an inch. And then Paz comes off his line aggressively. More and more, each and every game, we see a Joseph Martinez Messi chemistry really developing.
And obviously a huge moment in the last game when Miami won a penalty, and
what a great gesture.
Messi let him take it. Messi asked him if he wanted to take the penalty, and Joseph said, I've been going through a hard time recently with scoring goals. He let me take the penalty so I can build my confidence. He said he really appreciated the gesture. Obviously, the greatest of all time, handing the ball off for a penalty. Fairly remarkable. And Joseph put it away. Miami went on to beat Orlando by 3-1. Velasco now with possession over for Dallas. Jesus put the cross, and he has massively overhit it. Almost went into the opposition stand from where he was.
And we don't necessarily mean to see always possession in favor of Inter Miami. Let's be really honest. Tata Martino knows what the difference is to go on the road, win ugly maybe, and at home being the team that needs to be the aggressor. So tactically, they're going to be smart. There might be times where they're going to defend really deep and take and absorb some of the pressure and on counter if they can through Messi as well. So a little bit of a different attitude when you go on the road, Chris, determined by your head coach more than anything else from a tactical standpoint. Up 1-0, 33 minutes. Let's get into halftime, 1-0 up.
Tata Martino giving instructions to Joseph Martinez as Dallas have possession of the ball. 33 minutes gone. Miami leading by a Messi goal to 0. Velasco on the left wing here for FC Dallas. So get the left-footed cross in towards the back post. Headed away there by Alba. Only as far as Quignon, who will lay it off here for Lachette, who has to sprint back to keep it.
And twice now, Jordi Alba, Chris, winning him on the weak side. He's not the tallest guy, but his starting position is so good. You look at Noah Allen, at times he was surprised and trailed a run maybe. Alba off the shoulder of Kamal Miller. Very comfortable. Well done.
Quignon, dispossessed there by Arroyo, who helps it on here for Messi, who's charging forward. Taylor's running in behind. Messi finds him with a fantastic ball. Taylor in the air. Robert Taylor, another save there for Martin Paz. Messi on the follow, going for the chip, and it's headed off the line there from Tafari. Nearly more Messi magic as Arroyo comes flying through to try and keep it, and he pokes it on, recovered there by Paz, but a couple of let-offs there for FC Dallas.
I'm telling you, Dixon Arroyo steps into midfield so well. They're talking about a guy that benefits from Sergio Busquets, that always draws a crowd. And all of a sudden, Dixon Arroyo has become a little bit of the playmaker of that deep position. Wins it, finds Messi. Taylor is off. Martinez occupies players as well. A little bit of a tougher angle for Taylor, but he scored from that position. And again, that's the danger. Absorb pressure, get Jesus in a forward motion, and boom, let's go in a counter and break them down, whatever side. It's been particular on Dallas's right side when Jesus gets caught up in a forward motion.
It's almost a carbon copy of the fourth goal that Miami scored against Atlanta. That counter-attack, Taylor in behind on his left foot. That time he found the corner. That time the finish a bit more central and allowing the Dallas keeper to make the save.
I thought the audacity of Messi with the chip as well, knowing the pass after he saved was off the line. Ibiaga, the saving grace to keep it at 1-0.
Taylor dispossessed, referee again allowing play to continue as Busquets was trying to harry Lachette there. Referee giving advantage. But now again the press coming. Busquets has won it there. Messi trying to just little chip in behind of Tafara, but he stood his ground well and won it back. Now Velasco coming forward, being harried there by Arroyo, but he finds Obrian now on the left wing. The cut back towards Velasco, just a bit behind him, and Gomez can settle it there with Busquets, who's in some space. Now can get Miami going forward. Try to chip it in behind him towards Messi. Almost trying to find a similar ball as the one he found against Atlanta for the Miami first goal, that lofted direct ball in behind to a Messi run. Dallas have largely been up to the defensive challenge here tonight. Bar that first Miami goal from the edge of the area, which Messi found into the bottom corner. 36 minutes gone. Miami still ahead by a 0-0. Velasco. Leggett in the middle of the pitch, about 35 yards from goal. Out to the left wing again. This time the target, Farfan. He's crossing the air. First time strike in from Quignon. And he's equalized for FC Dallas. The Argentine took the stage for the opening goal, but it's Dallas's holding midfield Argentine that has scored the equalizer. Dallas won, Miami won in the 37th minute.
Yeah, and I can see that it's the only negative of a triangle in midfield that are 6/8, because they all dropped towards the back four. Actually ended up in between Sergio, Camille, Miller. That includes, obviously, Arroyo, Gomez, Busquets as well, and then things will open up for their holding midfielder coming from deep. Nobody tracking, quite frankly. Poor execution, and also for Kamal Miller in particular, because he's not marking anybody. Ferreira is over his shoulder. He could have stepped in that passing lane and sniffed that out. Similar to Inter Miami off the left side. First time ball in, first time finish, calm as well. By, as you said, the Argentine, 1-1.
And it is an interesting noise coming from the Toyota Stadium. It's almost a crowd in conflict with itself. There are a bunch of people here to see Lionel Messi and enjoy Lionel Messi, but the FC Dallas supporters wanting to almost drown them out with their own support. And right now, it is the Dallas supporters who are winning out as their side have drawn level. Ferreira, the cut back towards Velasco. His first time strike is wide again. We saw it from the free kick earlier. And now Velasco putting it wide yet again, but it's Dallas who are in the ascendancy at the moment.
Yeah, they certainly are. Right now, in the heart of our midfield, that's where the danger occurs. So Sergio Dixon and Diego Gomez need to really start taking control of that battle in midfield, in particular on the defensive side right now. Very passive, not aggressive in their approach towards opponents, and giving Velasco another opportunity from a central position. That needs to be solved.
Taylor. And now Arroyo on for Yedlin, trying to send him on the run, but he just couldn't control it there in front of the Dallas technical area. And again, another surge of noise through the ground.
And let's face it, game on. We always said, Chris, this is going to be the real test. We talked about a team needs to suffer sometimes. A very good team needs to suffer. This might be the game where they need to suffer and go really deep on the road where they haven't been successful. But it's a new cast. 1-1 is probably the right score line of this game so far.
Miami in the MLS League play, 1 win, 1 draw, 9 losses away from home, albeit in a completely different context when you consider all the additions that have come in since. As Krivtsov will turn and play it back to Calendar. Now Miller. A little more than 5 minutes remaining in the first half of this Leagues Cup round of 16 match. Miami level with Dallas at 1. Gomez now in possession. Left side of the pitch for Miami. Sliding it across here to Arroyo, the Ecuadorian midfield player. Yedlin on the right. Back with Arroyo.
And as you can see right now, Arroyo and Busquets dropping a little bit, forcing Alba, and Yedlin almost play like wingers.
And Alba will get it here from Miller. On the left side here, interchanging with Robert Taylor. And now Gomez taking a turn forward. Into the left side of the pitch. Alba in towards Messi. Trying to chip it in towards the area, but Alba had stopped his run. And now Dallas trying to play out. Nice challenge here from Busquets. Laying it off there was Joseph for Busquets again. Clear there by Dallas, and now trying to start the break. Busquets, or rather Gomez, sticking a leg out before Velasco could spray a long ball up towards Obrian, who was charging in behind.
Yeah, he certainly was. That would have been a 1v1 against Sergei Kristov, who's not the fastest. So very good interception right now, right there by Diego Gomez, not allowing that ball for the first time, a level of directness by Dallas to happen. The cagey affair, which we knew that would happen, you know. I mean, MLS, not an easy league to play, and in particular on the road. And in particular for some players for their first time traveling in the United States to a different city, different hotel, different food. Not easy.
As Alba has found himself in some space on the left side, he'll switch the point of attack out towards Messi on the right, who's in some space. Messi now cutting inside of Velasco. A couple of neat little touches in front of his countryman Velasco. Chipped in from Messi in towards Alba. Going on it down for Taylor on the body, who tried to slice across it there, Robert Taylor, on the first time. Bit of a rash hit, and it sliced away.
Yeah, there's some really nice triangles developing on that left side because of the aggressive forward running of Alba as well that forces Taylor inside at times. And then the connection between Messi and those two has been pretty darn good. Now it's Alba that's looking for depth in the game. And Robert Taylor picking his spots just doesn't fall perfectly for what we've seen the Finnish international. Strike some balls from distance. Again, Bussy right now setting the tone.
Well forward.
Dixon Arroyo very high as well. And that might be the recipe to success. Problem is, 100+ degrees. Can you do that for 90 minutes? You have to pick your spots. Chris Whittingham. And if you drop numbers behind the ball, a lot of times you become passive. And that happened on the goal as well. You need to keep that level of aggression, in particular, in that trident in midfield.
Miller into Busquets. And Joseph, too heavy back towards Arroyo, sends him running. Not to keep it. Tata Martino a little bit frustrated with that ball. Messi around the corner in towards Yedlin, who's hit there by Tafari, but referees allow play to continue. Generally been in keeping with how this match has gone as Ferreira tries to sting it in towards Obrian. He's got work to do to keep it in play. He could not. There'll be a throw in to Inter Miami down the near side.
Yeah, as I said again, Obrian really starting as a twin striker as soon as the ball turns over. And as I said again, to put Sergi and Kamal Miller in 1v1s against Obrian and Jesus Ferreira, which is a little different than what they faced before.
Messi into the middle here with Busquets, part of the center circle. 44th minute, Dallas 1, Miami 1. Now Taylor going to receive under a bit of pressure there from Busquets. He's emerged from it, slid out to Gomez, or rather Alba on the left side. Now Taylor in front of Leggett on the left wing, about level with the penalty area. Into Gomez and back here with Alba. Busquets. It's passage and play here for Miami. Just passing it about at the moment. Busquets flicking it on neatly there for Miller, who will take a trot forward. Leaves here with Jordi Alba. Now Busquets. Looks for the options. Don't pick the lock. It's a nice ball into Joseph Martinez. Into Messi. Right side of the area. Slid towards Yedlin. Yedlin now can get his head up and put the cross in. Lofted into the area. Could come through there for Gomez. Quignon couldn't control it, but Gomez couldn't either. And now Dallas trying to hit on the break. Imian in towards Ferreira. One-on-one here with Krivtsov. Miami needs some runners back and some help for Ferreira. He's going to try and cut inside. Slid towards Camungo. Camungo trying to cut beyond Miller. Camungo, the challenge in from Arroyo. He's gone all the way and finished. Bernard Camungo, his second goal of Leagues Cup on the stroke of halftime, has given FC Dallas the 2-1 lead.
And
sensational.
Yeah, and this time the longer ball arrives at Jesus Ferreira, who can run at Sergei Kristov, who's really struggled in his 1v1, cuts inside, allows, obviously, Camungo to get involved as well, gets around Dixon Arroyo, who can't go hard, otherwise he'll foul and it'll be a penalty. And that just tucks it away to 1 Dallas. But again, it's a quick transition and directness by Velasco, finding Jesus Ferreira in his 1v1. And I'm telling you, nice cutback. Twice around Arroyo. And Camunga, just before the half, puts Dallas up 2-1.
And Kamungo, the burst of pace to get beyond both Arroyo and Miller and Callender. Kamungo is a remarkable story. The Tanzanian was in a refugee camp at 14 years old, no electricity. And he moved to the United States, settled in Abilene, Texas, where there were no youth clubs for him to play soccer at. Ultimately found organized soccer in high school as Miami trying to play out of some trouble. And instead of going to college to try and play soccer, went to an open tryout of North Texas SC, who is the second team of FC Dallas.
Wow.
Signed on.
That is a story.
Had a good season with North Texas and now signed a first-team deal. And in the MLS season, has emerged as a contributor down the wing. Still a player with plenty to learn in the game, but that dynamism creates a goal here against Inter Miami.
Yeah, and both center backs not really looking good. I talked about Dixon Arroyo, but it's actually the initial approach. I think of Kamal Miller, very soft in his 1v1s, gets around Miller quite easily. And then Dixon Arroyo needs to leave his feet in order to prevent potentially a shot. And as you said, Kamungo just continues that little weave and tucks it away. Both Sergi and Kamal Miller really exposed on this one here. Sergi first in his 1v1 against Ferreira, and then Kamal Miller versus the goal scorer.
Alaba and Taylor playing the 1-2. Alaba into the area. Messi could have gone for the header, but was almost surprised it came to him. It's dealt with there by Tafari, and now Dallas just trying to get to the halftime locker room. We've played 2 minutes of the minimum of 3 at the end of the first half. Dallas leading Miami by 2-1. Alba again trying to play square, but it's come off of Taylor, recovered there by Ferreira. Miller now at full stretch just to slide it back to Callender. And Miami to try and go again before the interval. Gomez. Again, Miami will be out of the competition with a defeat tonight. Busquets trying to play direct. Ibiaga just hitting it straight into the air. Can actually play a header from his own ball. Takes a bounce. Taylor now just trying to control it and leave it there for Joseph, but it's Dallas who emerged with possession. Ferreira's ball, not what was required, and intercepted there by Krivtsov. We tried to play it forward into Joseph, and now, again, a break could be on. Velasco and Krivtsov trying to get in there to win it off him and chase Velasco and harry him, but he's taken the ball out of play. It'll be a throw-in and likely the last involvement of this first half. And there is the halftime whistle. Lionel Messi opened the scoring in the 6th minute of play. It was confirmed by VAR. But Dallas have thrown into the game. They've got 2 goals in the span of 8 minutes to draw this game level. First from Facundo Quignon, then from Bernard Kamungo. And your score at halftime is FC Dallas 2, Inter Miami 1. Inter Miami with 45 minutes to stay alive in this Leagues Cup. When we come back, we'll bring you our halftime show. Again, your score at the break, Dallas 2, Miami 1. Halftime on the way here on 560 WQAM.
Pass to Celsius, 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 still Celsius, 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 goal, 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 goal! Incredible! Celsius Essential Energy Drinks, the official energy drink of Inter Miami CF.
What does summer sound like in a new Chevy? Find the best way to the ballpark with the Chevy Equinox navigation system. Load up the kayaks with room to spare in the spacious Chevy Trailblazer with 60/40 split-folding rear seats. Haul out the camper and spend a night roasting marshmallows with the Chevy Silverado. Or feel the roar of the crowd and bring the whole crew along in the Chevy Traverse with seating for up to 8. So what are you waiting for? Click now and find summer happiness in a new Chevy. See your South Florida Chevy dealer. Traverse seating up to 8 standard and LS available on LT with second row bench seat, RS Premier, and High Country seat 7.
Get your staycation ideas flowing and celebrate your best summer ever in Greater Fort Lauderdale with 101 unforgettable experiences. Hi, it's Tamara G, and you can find them all at visitlauderdale.com/summer. Fly above the water on a flyboard with Aquaflight, or you can scuba dive or snorkel in Lauderdale by the Sea or on Hollywood Beach. And throughout August, you can also enjoy Dine Out Lauderdale, extraordinary culinary experiences for everyone under the sun. Learn more at dineoutlauderdale.com.
Welcome to What If, the show where I, Jake from State Farm, answer your insurance what ifs. We've got a call from Millie. What's up?
Hi, Jake. What if, hypothetically, a moose gets mad at my car and rams into my windshield? Hypothetically.
Oh, just file a claim on the app. At State Farm, we're there for your what ifs.
Great, but what if the moose eats my phone? Hypothetically.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Call or go to statefarm.com for a quote today.
Well, you could just float around in your grandpa's leaky balloon.
Uh-oh.
Or you could take it to the next level with a Yamaha Wave Runner from Jet Ski of Miami. Because right now, buying a Yamaha Wave Runner has never been easier. Check this out. It's the end of season sales event. Quick and easy financing with APR as low as 5.99% for 36 months.
Manufacturer's suggested retail price does not include prep, freight, or tax.
Monthly APR rate on price based on Tier 1 qualifying APR. See dealer for details.
Se habla español. Make this the summer at Miami Lakes Auto Mall. Save thousands and drive with zero down or zero payments for 90 days on most new models. The Ram 1500 has received J.D. Power's best drive appeal among large light-duty trucks 3 years in a row. Get a brand new 2022 Ram 1500 Bighorn Crew Cab for $459 per month for 42 months or save thousands off MSRP on select vehicles. Buy online at Miami Lakes Chrysler JeepDodgeRam.com. Call 844-255-2474 for details.
New Dove Men Body Wash gives 24 hours of nourishing micro moisture. That means your skin feels healthy and smooth from your morning workout playlist to the podcast that gets you through your multiple bus and subway commute to the relaxing dinner background music you play for your date, all the way through to the white noise that helps you sleep. Get healthier, smoother feeling skin all day with new Dove Men Plus Care Body Wash.
It's halftime, and appropriately enough, it's the Inter Miami Halftime Show on AM 560 Sports WQAM 99.9 HD2 and streaming on the Odyssey app.
Dallas 2, Miami 1 at halftime of this Leagues Cup contest. Miami will have to claw their way back into the game in the second 45 minutes. Lionel Messi opened the scoring, but Dallas have had 2 goals back. As we now take you through the highlights of this one, as we start first with the Miami goal. First, actually, we should say that Dallas did have a goal disallowed early stages of this one. Jesus Ferreira turning in from a header of Bernard Kamunga, but he was offside, and so that goal was disallowed. But then Miami would open the scoring. Laid it out for Taylor, and on for Jordi Alba now left side. Cut back for Lionel Messi. First time strike into the bottom corner, and Messi's done it again. 4 games. 6 goals now, and Miami have another early one inside of 6 minutes. They lead Dallas by a goal to nil through who else but Lionel Messi. And what a goal it was. Jordi Alba to Messi, the combination we have seen so many times. And Miami would be off and running. They create more chances in the first half. Messi finding Robert Taylor in behind, who couldn't finish into the corner. Messi trying to go for the chip, and his chip was cleared off the line from Nkosi Tafari. And Dallas were hanging on at that point, but they'd work their way into the game and eventually draw level through Facundo Quignon. In the middle of the pitch, about 35 yards from goal. Out to the left wing again, this time the target, Farfan. His cross in the air. First time strike in from Quignon, and he's equalized for FC Dallas. The Argentine took the stage for the opening goal, but it's Dallas's holding midfield Argentine that has scored the equalizer. Dallas won, Miami won in the 37th minute. And it was a nice finish as well. And then Dallas would get going on the break. Velasco in behind and creating the go-ahead goal in this first half for Dallas. Look for the options. Pick the lock. It's a nice ball into Joseph Martinez, into Messi, right side of the area. Slid towards Yedlin. Yedlin now can get his head up and put the cross in. Lofted into the area. Could come through there for Gomez. Quignon couldn't control it, but Gomez couldn't either. And now Dallas trying to hit on the break. Demian in towards Ferreira. One-on-one here with Krivtsov. Miami needs some runners back and some help for Ferreira. He's going to try and cut inside. Slid towards Kamungo. Kamungo trying to cut beyond Miller. Kamungo, the challenge in from Arroyo. He's gone all the way and finished. Bernard Kamungo, his second goal of Leagues Cup on the stroke of halftime, has given FC Dallas the 2-1 lead. And a spectacular individual effort there from Bernard Kamungo to give FC Dallas the 2-1 lead over Inter Miami. Adjustments to make, and at times Miami enjoyed the ball, but also allowed Dallas to have some joy in that first half, and they've taken advantage and gone into the halftime dressing room leading by 2-1. We come back. We'll have the thoughts in that first half from Thomas Rongen, and we'll look ahead potentially to any changes that Miami can make in the second 45 minutes. Again, your score at the break in this win or you're out Leagues Cup knockout match is Dallas 2, Inter Miami 1.
If this were a Reese's TV ad, you'd be staring at a Reese's peanut butter cup. And sure, my voice is peanut buttery smooth, but still, you need to see the peanut butter cups, right? No? I can really just say Reese's and you'll go get some? Okay, Reese's. 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 Really working, actually. Reese's. Reese's. I'm onto something. Reese's. Reese's. Reese's.
Discover credit cards automatically double all the cash back you earn at the end of your first year, which means... Wait, hold up. Question for the audio engineer.
Go ahead.
Did I read that right? Discover automatically doubles all your cash back?
Yeah, that's what the script says.
So if I get a Discover card right now, I can earn twice the cash back.
Apparently. Wait! Unlimited first-year cash back match. Only from Discover. See terms and learn more at discover.com/match.
What does summer sound like in a new Chevy? Find the best way to the ballpark with the Chevy Equinox navigation system. Load up the kayaks with room to spare in the spacious Chevy Trailblazer with 60/40 split folding rear seats. Haul out the camper and spend a night roasting marshmallows with the Chevy Silverado. Or feel the roar of the crowd and bring the whole crew along in the Chevy Traverse with seating for up to 8. So what are you waiting for? Click now and find summer happiness in a new Chevy. See your South Florida Chevy dealer. Traverse seating up to 8 standard and LS available on LT with second row bench seat, RS Premier, and High Country seat 7.
Get your staycation ideas flowing and celebrate your best summer ever in Greater Fort Lauderdale with 101 unforgettable experiences. Hi, it's Tamara G, and you can find them all at visitlauderdale.com/summer. Fly above the water on a flyboard with Aquaflight, or you can scuba dive or snorkel in Lauderdale by the Sea or on Hollywood Beach. And throughout August, you can also enjoy Dine Out Lauderdale, extraordinary culinary experiences for everyone under the sun. Learn more at dineoutlauderdale.com.
At Rocket, we know buying a home is exciting and a bit overwhelming. Ready to buy a home but stressed about writing those big checks? Rocket can help you save. When you buy with Rocket Homes and finance with Rocket Mortgage, you can get up to $10,000 cash toward closing from Rocket Mortgage. It's a pretty big deal, and one you can get only with Rocket. Visit onlywithrocket.com to get started today.
For purchase transactions only, must log rate between 331 and 831. Call 8337 Rocket for conditions and restrictions. Equal housing lender licensed in all 50 states. NMLSconsumeraccess.org number 3030.
When you strive to perform at your best, sometimes injury and pain can keep you from your active lifestyle. From muscle strains to tennis and golfer's elbow, and many other common sports injuries, our experts at the University of Miami Sports Medicine Institute, part of UHealth, University of Miami Health System, are helping athletes of all levels to alleviate pain and restore quality of life. Recover your game and get back to the passion that drives you. Schedule an appointment today at uhealthsports.com.
Get end of summer savings at Miami Lakes Auto Mall with 0% APR and no payments for 90 days. Save thousands on most new models. Drive the most awarded brand for new vehicle quality by J.D. Power with the highest quality rating across cars, trucks, and SUVs in 2022. Get into a new 2023 Chevy Equinox with 2.9% and no payments for 90 days. In stock now. Find new roads. Miami Lakes Auto Mall at 57th Avenue in the Palmetto or MiamiLakeChevrolet.net. Call 844-255-2474 for details.
Jake from State Farm here to answer your what ifs.
What if I need a policy, but I just can't choose?
An agent can help you choose. At State Farm, we're there for your what ifs. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Call or go to statefarm.com for a quote today.
Let's go to the booth for more of the halftime show on AM 560 Sports WQAM, FM 99.9 HD2, and streaming on the Odyssey app.
Dallas 2, Miami 1 in Leagues Cup in the round of 16. Miami will have to turn it around or else they'll be going out of the competition here tonight. Let's go live to the Toyota Stadium now where Fernando Fiore is standing by and is at the game. Fernando, what was your view of the opening 45 minutes from your seat in the stadium?
Well, my friends, couple of things. First of all, it's much colder now right now. It's at 97, so I guess the second half will be probably 96, so it's going to be much better for our players.
Did you get your jacket on?
Yeah, I brought a jacket on just in case. Well, it's usually cold in the press box, you know that.
Yeah, of course.
The same thing in the booth. On a serious note, I don't think we're gonna see any more of these center backs with Christoph and Miller together. I asked Tata Martino during the press conference a couple of days ago what happened with Avilés, and I'm sure that the young Argentinian, even if he's young, he's gonna be ready to be in the starting 11 because between Christoph and Miller together, they're two big guys. They don't cover a lot of ground. They cannot catch up anybody, and I don't see these two center backs playing much longer together. Tata Martino responded to me last week and says, well, Avilés is a good center back. He can play in other positions, but we are sure that he will, occupy one of the center backs positions. And my sources in Argentina tell me that even if he's young, he's got a lot of presence. He's fast. He's young, and he's gonna make a big difference, I think, in the back line. On the crazy note, right here on the stadium, is to see people that are wearing the Messi's jersey, so they cheer for the Messi's goal. But then, because they are FC Dallas fans, they cheer also for the FC Dallas goals. So you don't know if you're surrounded by friends or by enemies. I mean, rivals, not enemies. It's a crazy situation, and I'm sure it's going to be the same thing around the country. The people, they're cheering for the local team, but at the same time, they're cheering for Messi. So they're confused, man. We don't know what to do. That's the thing.
Fernando Fiore, live from the Toyota Stadium. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Coming up next, on the second 45 minutes from Frisco, Miami have to turn it around as they trail Dallas by 2-1. Leagues Cup, a round of 16, second half is on the way here on WQAM.
Pass to Celsius, 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 still Celsius, 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 goal, 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 incredible! Celsius Essential Energy Drinks, the official energy drink of Inter Miami CF.
At JM Lexus, you'll always get the home team advantage. For starters, there's no dealer fee, saving you more. There's one point of contact and one upfront price, always the best price. Plus, JM Lexus has a Google rating with over 16,000 reviews, not to mention an A+ rating from the Better Business Bureau. We've also been named the 2023 Florida Lexus Dealer of the Year by Dealer Rater. Come get the home team advantage today, only at JM Lexus.
When you think Lexus, think JM Lexus.
New Dove Men Body Wash gives 24 hours of nourishing micro moisture. That means your skin feels healthy and smooth, from your morning workout playlist to the podcast that gets you through your multiple bus and subway commute, to the relaxing dinner background music you play for your date, all the way through to the white noise that helps you sleep. Get healthier, smoother feeling skin all day with new Dove Men Plus Care Body Wash.
You've been wanting to check out that news story that everyone's talking about, but you just can't find the time. That's why the On Deadline podcast is here. We pull together interviews from Odyssey's radio newsrooms across the country and add important context so you can really get the news fast. From wildfires and catastrophes at sea to new laws and presidential candidates, we'll have coast-to-coast coverage for you all in one place. Subscribe to On Deadline on the Odyssey app or wherever you find your podcasts.
Let's get going. Time for the second half. Inter Miami CF on AM 560 Sports, WQAM, FM 99.9 HD2, and streaming on the Odyssey app.
About ready to get started with the second 45 minutes from Frisco. Miami will have to come back in this game or else we'll go out of Leagues Cup.
First time Chris Weddingham, they're trailing in a game at the half. So this is new.
In this Messi era.
Uncharted, correct territory. So we'll find out a lot about Messi and co and Tata Martino in this second half. And clearly some changes need to be made. That can be within the 11 initially. That's what most coaches do. I'll give you 10 or 15 minutes to respond. If not, I will make changes. And there's Tata Martino, who so far has pushed all the right buttons. Clearly a huge 45 minutes coming up for Inter Miami.
Messi opened the scoring in the 6th minute of play, but Quignon and Camungo have pulled it back. Thomas, what ultimately did you make of that first half and kind of in its totality? Miami at times had possession, but Dallas, I think, were probably a bit more threatening when they got into attacking positions.
No doubt. And the interesting part is a little bit of a defensive game plan. When they go forward, an overload on that left side in particular, and then Dallas attacked basically on Yetlin and Christoph's side in transition. That's where the second goal comes from. Yetlin nowhere to be found. Sergi Christoph in an isolation. So Kamal Miller, and they take advantage. And that first goal, you got to look at midfield Trident, who was caught on the other side when Quignon scores that goal. So the balance right now, recovery of the Trident in the midfield, not good. And quite frankly, if you take a defensive posture, where is Messi at his best? In that middle to attacking third, with the ball at his feet, driving at people. And he hasn't done that enough right now. Again, an interesting 45 minutes to find out about this team, and suffering is part of it. They got the capabilities to get back in this game and win this, no doubt about it, but this will be a telling tale where, in particular, in my opinion, Tato Martino, what he will do in the second half.
As it's interesting, the Inter Miami technical area did come into, or their technical staff came into their positions, but the Miami team didn't emerge from the dressing room until about 90 seconds to 2 minutes after that. Perhaps a message among the players to try and get this turned around and see if Miami, in this second 45 minutes, can claw their way back into the game. Have obviously played some really entertaining ones, but when you think about the comeback effort, where do you think Miami can maybe become a little bit more threatening when they get the ball into attacking positions?
I don't know Dixon Arroyo's position right now. I would like to see his heat map. He's on the right side, basically, as a right-sided midfielder, leaving Busquets totally alone in front of the back four because Gomez is taking off as well. I think that's where initially the problems really occur in the build-up. We talked about great balance. And there, well done, Chris Whittingham pulls up. I go, show me heat map. There's a Roy's heat map as well.
It looks almost like a right center back.
Correct. And that's where I think they're losing their balance with Gomez being more advanced as well. There are big holes in midfield right now on both sides of the ball, and Dallas is taking advantage.
And we're underway with the second 45 minutes. Miami needing a comeback effort as they trail by 2-1 here in this Leagues Cup round of 16 tie. Again, Miami, if they win tonight, will face the winner of Charlotte and Houston tomorrow night at Dry Pink Stadium on Friday night. But they have to win here first. And straightaway Busquets has put it out to touch for a throw-in as he's overcooked in the direction of Jordi Alba. Can reset the team for you. Drake Callender in goal. Right to left back four of DeAndre Yedlin, Serhii Krivtsov, Kamal Miller, and Jordi Alba. In the midfield, Sergio Busquets, Dixon Arroyo, and Diego Gomez, Joseph Martinez, Lionel Messi, and Robert Taylor in the side for Inter Miami. Yedlin on the right side with possession now for Miami. Arroyo into Busquets, into the center circle in the Dallas half. Slide it back to Arroyo. Now wide here for Yedlin. Play it into Busquets, and first time again into Yedlin. Facing up here with Farfani, tried to play it back, but Yedlin was dispossessed there, and now Dallas trying to play around a couple challenges in. Referee will give a free kick. It was Obrian who was caught for Dallas, and a free kick given. Dallas will come out with Martin Paz in goal, the right to left back four of Giovanni Jesus, Sebastian Ibiaga, and Kosi Tafarai, and Marco Farfan. In the midfield, Facundo Quignon, the goal scorer for the first, Sebastian Leggett, and Alan Velasco, the right to left front three, is Bernard Camungo, the scorer of the second, Jesus Ferreira, and Hader Obrian. So free kick given against Miami. Dallas will take just inside of their own half, short from Tafarai into Farfan. In Miami trailing by 2-1 in this knockout stage of the Leagues Cup tournament where Miami has found so much joy, so many messy goals. I want the magical ride to continue, even if perhaps the success has come a little bit ahead of schedule, considering the amount of new pieces they're integrating and how different the team is as Paz tries to play out of trouble. Up to Ferreira, but Yedlin will recover for Miami. Into Messi, right on the challenge of Tafarai, did poke it off him. It draws a smattering of applause here. Busquets again into Messi, in front of Tafarai, and behind into Diego Gomez, and he tries to get the strike away, but he couldn't catch it cleanly. He was in a bit of an awkward body position and couldn't hit it with enough power, and it's gone wide of target as well, away for a goal kick.
Brilliant press. Well done recovering the ball in midfield close to the opponent's goal. That way you can find Messi. And, again, the willingness of Diego Gomez to go places without the ball. Can't really get that first touch out of his feet. Should have maybe laid the ball in the path of Joseph Martinez, who made a good run and was in an onside position as well. Gomez really struggling a little bit through this game. And wouldn't surprise me if he could be the first one sacrificed.
As Taylor with a bit of a shoulder in there on Jesus, and a free kick given against him. Jesus and Leggett colliding there. So many Argentina shirts in the background of the crowd.
An interesting chess match as well. If you're Dallas, you want to hunt for 3. But you're happy if this game stays at 2-1. So that's tough for them as well. How do you manage this 45 minutes?
Obrian now on the left. Playing with Farfan. In an advanced position here for Dallas, the left back. Velasco now getting turned down the left side, running beyond Busquets, and now can face up Yedlin. They play into the middle here with Leggett, who's in some space about 35 yards from goal. Turns and plays it short with Quignon. And with Farfan, swinging into the area. Kamungo going for the header, and he hit it straight wide of target. Kamungo had gotten in between the center backs, just couldn't redirect it towards goal.
Again, if you get good numbers behind the ball with Inter Miami, you have to prevent crosses. You got to step up earlier. Again, Gomez too late to apply pressure. Busquets steps, but not hard enough. And all of a sudden, look at the time and space. Anybody with a cultivated left foot can pick out runners at this particular time. Again, Kamal Miller caught by that late run, not looking over his shoulder.
Miller back here for Calendar. And Krivtsov. Back to Calendar. Miami with a bit of possession here. Opening 5 minutes of the second half, still trailing by 2-1 here against FC Dallas. Challenging from Velasco. Referee judges that Velasco won it cleanly off of Busquets, who stayed down. Velasco trying to return into Kamungo, but it's deflected out towards Ferreira as Busquets slowly works his way back up to his feet. Farfan going for the cross. Ferreira again unmarked, and again his header gone wide. So many chances from crossing positions, but Dallas unable to make it three yet again.
I'm very, very surprised again that the team itself, not Tata Martino, has not made any adjustments to an early flurry of crosses and opportunities in aerial situations against smaller players. And again, the way Ferreira gets in between the two center backs, Kamal Miller not stepping, and again, the X-Factor, O'Brien, occupying one of those two center backs as well, causing all sorts of problems.
Throw into Dallas. Yes, it was sent long from Calendar up towards Alba. It was a decent ball, but Jesus able to play it off of Alba first. Throwing long there from Jesus over the shoulder of Kamungo, who can play it down the right wing here for FC Dallas. Now Velasco and Jesus trying to play it forward, but he's giving it away. Busquets trying to play it up to Taylor, but presented it there to Quignon, and Dallas again to have a bit of possession here. On the left side with Farfan and Quignon and Leggett. Right in there with Jesus, lofted forward, up towards Jordi Alba. And Miller. Possession now in Miami to go forward a bit here. Playing with Messi. Messi looking, poking it on there for Joseph Martinez on the left wing. Taylor. And Busquets. And Arroyo on the right side of the center circle. Miami probing, needing another goal here. At least one. It goes 2-2. At full time, we'll go to penalties. No extra time, just straight to pens. Plenty of time left for Miami to find some answers. Just kicking it about right now. Miller for Krivtsov. First to break lines into Messi, popped into Busquets. Laid off for Messi in the center circle. Beyond Velasco with one feint. Messi now chipping it towards the penalty area. Header won there by Jesus, but Taylor will help it on for Jordi Alba, who's making the run in behind. His cross in towards Joseph. He just couldn't get a touch to it. Yedlin to play it out the other side. It's a good cross in there from Jordi Alba, trying to find Martinez, trying to find a second assist on the night. Gomez in the heart of the pitch. Try to play it on for Taylor. Deflection in there from Leggett. And Kamungo has won it here for FC Dallas. Gomez at full stretch trying to win it back as Kamungo will play it in behind. A bit too much on it in the direction of Ferreira and Calendar. And calmly play it out here with Arroyo. And Busquets. Lionel Messi. He's already got 6 Leagues Cup goals to his credit, the 6th of which came in the first half tonight. Joseph and Taylor. And Messi, middle of the pitch, on for Joseph Martinez. He switched the point of attack out to the right side. Now Arroyo can come forward. Running there with Yedlin. Yedlin now into the area with Robert Taylor. trying to get towards the byline and get a crossaway. Tried the cutback there towards Messi, but a tame ball. And one back by Leggett. Miller trying to step forward to win it back for Miami. Laid it off here for Krivtsov. We'll go all the way back to Drake Callender. We'll play it out now with Diego Gomez on the left side. Young Paraguayan on his full debut for Miami. Busquets now for Krivtsov on the halfway line. Yedlin on the right side. Dallas getting numbers over to that right wing. That's where Messi is, and I'm going to just pull this team apart a little bit, Miami, with their possession. Krivtsov into Messi. Yedlin take the run in behind, try to cut inside of Quignon, and the Argentine has won it off of Messi. In behind into Ferreira, who's charging beyond Miller. The flag has stayed down. Ferreira one-on-one with Callender, losing his touches, and Miller able to retreat and poke it off him. The offside flag never came, and Ferreira missing a huge chance there for Dallas.
He certainly did, and 2 touches really let him down and took away from his advancement.
Messi going beyond Obrian now for Miami. Down the right side, Messi stopping in front of 3, trying to go through them. But Quignon again has dispossessed him. One to tell the grandkids about. Remember when I took the ball off Messi a couple times. Velasco now charging the other way. Krivtsov this time with better body positioning than in the first half to win it back for Miami. Callender forward. Sent to a vacant space, and Yedlin able to take it back.
Yeah, we're going to see that more and more when Inter Miami has to start pushing numbers forward. Isolations up front against Kamal Miller and Sergio Cristo. So far in the last 2, obviously well done. Although I still think that Ferreira's 2 passive touches allowed Kamal Miller to get goal side on that breakaway.
Now Yedlin into the middle here with Sergio Busquets. 56th minute. Miami trailing by 2-1. Taylor now. On for Gomez and Messi in a bit of space on the right side. Messi and Taylor who can carry forward in towards Alba now edge of the penalty area. With Taylor and with Gomez, he'll play the 1-2. Gomez trying to return it, but header won there by Jesus. Gomez, though, will keep it here for Alba, who's in a good crossing position. Alba will carry it forward. Again, edge of the area. Into Messi. Into Sergio Busquets, whose strike goes over the bar, but it's set up there for the holding midfield player to have a strike towards goal. He just couldn't keep it down.
And much better with advanced players in that final third, including Busquets. That triangle of Alba, Busquets, and Messi, pretty special. And again, the timing of the run by Busquets, the ability for Messi to find him as well. Just can't get it down.
Busquets played at 722 times for Barcelona, only scored 18 goals. It's not genuinely a feature of his game. Obviously, so much about the distribution and the passing, but nearly had a strike towards goal there.
6,000 secondary assists, though.
It's lofted out towards the right side there from Paz, but it's straight to DeAndre Yedlin. And now Messi in front of 3. Messi surveying his options. Didn't really like any of them. Plays it with Taylor. Returns it for Messi just a bit beyond him, but Martinez can keep it for Miami. Back to Arroyo. Out towards Taylor on the left side. Playing here with Alba. Going for the crossing towards the back post. It's overhit. Yedlin, though, will play it for Inter Miami.
That's fullback to fullback right now. Both fullbacks very high. Again, almost like wingers. And Arroyo and Gusian sit as well to keep the balance.
Gomez laid off here for Kamal Miller. Into Taylor. Into the middle here with Gomez. Going beyond Leggett. Gomez trying to carry it in towards the area, but again, Quignon in the way. Gomez trying to get around him to win it back, but he's put in the foul, and it'll be a free kick.
First time we've seen Messi in his body language going, come on, Gomez, which has been 3 times right now. Very interesting, too, that Nico Estevez at 2-1 is the aggressor right now.
Bring on a couple of forward players.
Yeah.
Obrian will make way for the introduction of Paul Arriola.
They'll go like for like, no doubt about it.
Yep, just fresh legs down the wide areas. Kamungo off.
And those in transition right now with fresher legs, he could create some more problems against a very high line of Inter Miami when they possess and have to go forward, trailing obviously 2-1 in this game. Paulo Real has been around the block. U.S. men's national team, incredible work rate, pretty good 1v1 attacker that should test Jordi Alba.
Got over 50 caps for the U.S. Arriola coming back from an injury. Imagine the instructions from Nico Estevez to his wide players were, give me all you got for an hour, and then I'll take you off. And that's almost exactly what's happened. So Ansa, who is the newest signing, went from the Israeli league.
Interesting.
Ghanaian. He's got 2 goals in Leagues Cup already, including the winner in the last match against Mazatlan. Miami, though, again with possession. Nearing on an hour gone in the game. Miami with a little more than a half hour to turn this game round. They trail for the moment by 2-1. Krivtsov wide here for Yedlin. And Arroyo into Busquets. Gomez. Getting it back there from Busquets. Flicking it back there for Arroyo. Now, playing up to Busquets, but it wasn't the right ball. It's given away. Quignon signing it there for Leggett. We'll try and go quickly in behind. Miller there, tracking the easy header. But Velasco is there to the second ball. Only effort from the Argentine tonight. Gomez trying to win it off him. He megs him and gets beyond him. Velasco can get the cross away, takes a deflection, and it's an easy catch there for Callender. But a bit of skill there from Velasco, who goes to the ground after putting in such an effort.
Yeah, Sergio Gomez is really tested on both ends of the field right now, and I'm telling you, underperforming so far. Again, that should be the first man to be sacrificed. But do you go and gamble with the Leo Campana next to Joseph Martinez, or is it like for like with Benja Kramansky, who I think right now has better chemistry and a better facilitator for Leo Messi?
And Kramansky is heading towards the tentacle area to get ready to come on. There you go, TR.
Thank you.
See who will come on for in a moment. Bit of a miscommunication between Taylor and Alba.
Dixon Arroyo as well. You're chasing the game right now. Maybe you leave Gomez on because he can give you a little bit more going forward than Dixon and gamble with Busi sitting in there, and Benja, who works hard, by the way, on both sides of the ball.
Quignon for Farfan. An hour gone. Miami trailing by 2-1. Eugene Ansa coming in off the left. Having a go from long range. It was right at Krivtsov. Yedlin trying to get forward and win it back. Pulling Farfan to the turf. And it will be a free kick. An arm around the shoulder there. Crowd wasn't too pleased and perhaps asking for further discipline to DeAndre Yedlin, but no yellow card forthcoming. You can hear the displeasure of the crowd.
That warrants a yellow card, so Yedlin gets away with murder on this one. And also not smart. Farfan goes into a negative position. It's a touch backwards. No need to foul there, and give Dallas an opportunity on a potential set piece to get their big boys forward.
An electric atmosphere here at the Toyota Stadium. Free kick to come. Velasco to swing in from about 30 yards out. It's a decent one in. Leggett with the touch on. It's the third goal for Dallas. Ibiaga will claim it. And FC Dallas from the set piece have gotten the goal that gives them the comfortable lead over Inter Miami. 3-1 in the 63rd minute.
A lack of discipline hurting this team right now. No need for Yedlin to foul in that critical area, knowing that with the Ibiagas of the world, the Tafaris of the world, they got some height as well. And I just said in the first half, a proved Inter Miami defense on set pieces, corners, and free kicks. This time, no. Hard runs by Dallas. Nobody really tracking. And maybe Sebastian Leggett gets a little piece on that one. Maybe it's Ibiaga coming late. Both players, by the way, in much better positions than their opponents. That case, Chris Winningham, shoulder, feel him, stay goal side. Two players of FC Dallas make runs diagonally. Nobody tracked him properly. Oof, Drake Callender hasn't seen 3 goals against in quite some time. And a real deep hole that Inter Miami has to climb out right now at the 63rd minute. We talked about the test on the road for the first time. We talked about the Dallas Heat. We talked about Dallas being probably the most formidable opponent they can play. And too little, too late in this change, baby, with Diego Gomez.
And it's Kremaski will come on for him. Miller. And Kaprizov is Miami now, trailing by 3-1. They have the weapons to get back into the game, but have to start creating the chances soon as Arroyo will go back to calendar. The danger in it as Ferreira was looming there to press, but comes for Miller. Turning in towards Busquets. And Busquets coming forward into Joseph Martinez, trying to play it towards Messi, but overcooked it. Yet Lindo will pick it up for Miami. Into Messi. Switch the point of attack out towards Alba with a fantastic ball. Nodded back to Kremaski, who's on the pitch now. Kremaski into Busquets. Into Alba. Play the 1-2 there with Taylor, but they go back here to Busquets. Play the cross here for Arroyo. No surge of noise to the ground. Into Messi. Edge of the D. In behind in towards Alba, who's going to get there. Alba the cutback. It's a Kremaski who scored! A second assist on the night for Jordi Alba, and it's an impact substitution straight off the bench. Benjamin Kremaski has made it 3-2. Game on at the Toyota Stadium.
What a great late ghosting run by Benja Kremaski. I think that everybody in the attacking and midfield line knows when Alba is in an advanced position, make good runs from deep. Patient build up here, circulating the ball. Coming back to Messi, obviously, who finds, what a brilliant ball. Alba and Kremaski makes that ghosting, looping run so he can create and continue to have space for himself. Well done by the youngster. What a good cutback by Alba, which he's done his whole career. And Benja Kremaski, the local 19-year-old academy product. Game on, 3-2.
And now this game takes on a different shape. Miami looked like they had to get out of a deep hole, and now their shovels in their part of the way out of it. Krivtsov wide now for Messi on the halfway line. It's another secondary assist, as it were, which don't count in Leagues Cup. And we'll start counting soon in MLS play. 3-2 with 66 minutes gone. Kremaski straight off the bench to score. How about another assist? Kremaski scored his first senior goal against DC United. Now he's got the second of his career. Starting to become an impactful player in this midfield. Kremaski now receiving about 30 yards from goal. Laying it off to Arroyo. Into Taylor. In the middle of two. Manages to keep it. Arroyo trying to pop it in behind it towards Alba, but volleyed away there by Jesus. Busquets has won it there for Joseph. Bump in the back. Referee says play on. And now Dallas away on the counter. And they've got the numerical advantage. 4v3. Velasco. One to his right, two to his left. It's on for Arriola in the penalty area. Cuts back for Ferreira, and it's an own goal. Taylor tried to cut it out, but he placed it into the bottom corner instead. Scored so many goals for Miami in this Leagues Cup, but this time he puts one into his own net, and Dallas have the 2-goal lead yet again. In the 68th minute, it's Dallas 4, Miami 2.
And when an opponent team in transition with numbers puts pressure on you, Chris Whittingham, then these things will happen in desperation. Robert Taylor coming 70 yards to help his back line, in particular his two fullbacks. You could argue that might have been a foul against Ibiaga. Play on. And there comes the 4 versus 2. It eventually becomes a 4 versus 3. And Taylor's not even in your picture yet. And tries to prevent that cutback from Arriola to Ferreira. Slides it into his own goal. And oh my, back in the game at 3-2. And all of a sudden, the hole becomes deeper again with that 2-goal cushion on the counter for Dallas and the OG, unfortunately, by one of the hardest workers on this team, Robert Taylor. What a momentum swing we've seen in his game. Messi scores early. Dallas responds. Dallas scores just before the half to go up 2-1. Then 3-1. The change with the youngster. Benja Kramanski coming in back to 3-2. And who thought this would be a 6-goal thriller? Not even at the 70th minute. And there's more to come, Chris. You can just sense that and feel it.
So Miami again, 2 goals down. Busquets on for Alba. Dallas making a change in the midst of all of that. Paxton Pomykal coming on for Sebastian Lachette. Taylor now having to make amends for scoring the own goal. We'll switch the play out to Yedlin. Nice ball to find him. Arroyo. Slided across here to Kamal Miller. And
I'm a firm believer, Chris Willingham, that one fullback goes, the other one stays. They're so high up the pitch. But defensively,
as Dallas trying to hit out on the break, Pomykal couldn't control it.
the only two that are back are Kamal Miller and Christoph, and we know their limitations as well. And a Busquets potentially, which is not great athletic trident. So having an Alba or a Yetla maybe staying home just to solidify and give you some speed and an added number to at least defend with even numbers in the break would be smart. But when you gamble, you sometimes pay the price. So I do get it that Tata sends both Alba and Yetlin so high.
Joseph back into Kamal Miller. 70 minutes gone. Miami trailing by 4-2. They'll have to go again. Work their way back into this game. Arroyo. Wide here for Yedlin. In towards Arroyo. First touch forward. He felt like it came off of onside. It will be a throw-in. And now the referee will hold play and give a hydration break. One last chance for Tata Martino to get instructions into the players.
Or make some changes as well.
Yep.
I mean, Joseph Martinez, who played well against Orlando, showed some flashes early in this game, but has totally disappeared as well as an option for Messi. And give Dallas a lot of credit. When they defend in numbers, but very tight in zones, with always a connection around Messi, who's not able now. Although that splitting pass to Jordi Alba was absolutely brilliant.
So with this hydration break, let's pause 10 seconds for station notification across the Inter Miami Radio Network.
Sports lives here. WQAM Miami, WPOW HD2 Miami, WKIS HD2 Boca Raton, the home of the Heat, Hurricanes, Panthers, and Inter Miami.
Powered by Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys.
An Odyssey station.
Dallas getting 2 goals in this second half, one from a set piece, one from a counterattack. Miami also getting one through Benja Kremaski. Well found by Jordi Alba, who was well found by Messi himself. And Kremaski putting it away for his second goal for Inter Miami. But Dallas now leading by 4-2. We're in a hydration break, which comes into effect when temperatures reach a certain level, around 95, 96 degrees here in Dallas at the moment. It was an own goal for the fourth. Robert Taylor putting into the back of his own net, trying to cover, and instead placing it into the bottom corner. What a night for FC Dallas.
And in all fairness to Robert Taylor, if he doesn't intervene there with the slide tackle, Ferreira has a pretty darn good look for about 8 yards out to put that one away as well. But you feel for Taylor as, again, probably the biggest beneficiary of Messi in terms of production going forward, and such a hard worker. Having to scramble because the balance really has been lost in transition defensively for Inter Miami.
We are receiving word from the stadium that there eventually will be a double change of Robbie Robinson and Leo Campana to enter. They have not yet come onto the pitch. We'll see that soon. Dallas, though, will retreat into a defensive shape.
Robbie Robinson had one or two pretty darn good games under Tata.
Miller in towards Messi. On for Yedlin. He'll get the low cross in towards Taylor, but Jesus was in between the ball and Taylor. It was a good low service in, though, from DeAndre Yedlin. Kremaski right in the challenge there of Pomykal and playing it wide there for Arroyo. And Krivtsov on for Kamal Miller. And the 1-2 there with Robert Taylor. Miller finding himself well forward here. On for Joseph. Return there for Messi. Poked it off there by Quignon. Velasco getting forward. Clipped there by Busquets. And now the yellow card will come for Sergio Busquets for breaking up the counterattack. And Velasco is slow to get up. He's put in an impressive performance tonight. He actually did get credit for that third goal.
And by the way, there's absolutely nothing there on the Busquets tackle. Poor, but the referee's right there. Player is down, but due to cramp, not because of contact. And you're right, Robinson, a traditional winger, which hasn't featured in his game, obviously. And Leo Campana will add some height to that as well, sacrificing a right-sided fullback in Yetland.
Joseph Martinez will make way to the introduction of Campana. So not going to two strikers, but they are going potentially to three at the back here. We'll see how it looks tactically because it's Robinson on for Yedlin, attacker on for defender. So could potentially see maybe Arroyo out as a makeshift right back and move Taylor into the midfield. We'll see how it looks from a tactical point of view. Busquets still having a conversation there with the referee Ramos. As we'll get this one back in play soon. Quarter of an hour remaining in the 90. I imagine we'll have a fair bit of second half stoppage time at the end of this one. 15 minutes plus for Miami on their way back into the game. It just hung there from pass up towards Eugene Ansa. Couldn't keep it in play. And it is Arroyo who moves out to right back.
Messi totally as a number 10 underneath Martinez. Robert Taylor is a winger on that right side. Robbie Robinson as a winger on that left side right now. So you're attacking, with four up front. Width given, higher up the pitch.
It's a loose ball there from Miller, and Kramatsky couldn't return it for him. Kamakal has won it into Velasco, who will loft it wide here for Eugene Ansa. It's in some space edge of the area. Ansa looks like he wants to go for goal. Instead, we'll lay it off here with Velasco, who will go for goal himself and skies it into the stand where the U.S. Soccer Hall of Fame is. Velasco is limping around the pitch.
Up, and by the way, through 75 minutes, quietly, one of the important players for Dallas. Set pieces, through the run of play, creating all sorts of problems in midfield for Inter Miami.
And Dallas making another double change. The last subs of the evening. Giovanni Jesus and Alan Velasco will come off. The introductions of Ima Tumasi and Tiki Nsabalang. Packed house here have stayed all the way through at Toyota Stadium. They've been treated to an incredible performance by their team. Some fans that might have come out to a game for the first time ever. Seeing Nico Esteves' side put on a good performance. Robinson, his first touch laid off here for Alaba. And now we'll try and run in behind and run beyond to Masi Ibiaga. He's trying to clear it. Carried there by Robinson. Ibiaga getting another touch. Trying to lay it off for Tumasi. We'll play it forward up to Pomikal. But to take a deflection it did off of Campana and away for a throw to FC Dallas.
Nico Esteves really smart here. He knows Robinson's pace and 1v1 qualities. Jesus, tank almost empty. Let's make the change. Get fresh legs on that right side against Robbie Robinson.
Krivtsov for Miami. One imagines we'll have a fair bit of the ball in these final stages. Arroyo in towards Busquets. He's giving it away. And Sabalang was in the way. Now trying to play it forward off of Busquets, who's gone down.
Yeah. I'll leave that up to you, Chris Whittingham, to interpret this properly.
Let's see. Krivtsov. Miami are keeping it as Busquets recovers. Miller. And Alba. And I return it there up towards Miller. Tumasi was holding Robbie Robinson. It'll be a free kick for Miami now in a fairly dangerous position. On the left wing, about 30 yards from goal. Similar position where Velasco's free kick came from. But instead of swinging it into the area, Miami will take it short. Kremaski. Back for Arroyo. Kremaski now. Interchanging there with Arroyo, and now can get forward on the right side. Not a ton of space. Plays it with Busquets. Dead center of the pitch. He'll loft it out towards Alba. By the corner flag in front of Ariola. Short here with Robbie Robinson. In behind in towards Miller, but Chumasi was in the way. Now trying to emerge from the danger. Robinson trying to harry him. Ariola now trying to poke it out of play. Did he hit it off of Robinson? Looks like he did. Actually, no, it won't. Be a throw into Miami. Crowd not pleased. Alba into Robinson. Just play it short there with Alba. Now Miller, who's well forward. Actually play it square. Shouts for handball. It's on the edge of the penalty area. Miller might be appealing for it to have been inside the penalty area.
It's close.
Could be one for a look. It's a free kick right now, just on the corner of the box for Miami.
Although not too many Inter Miami players are really aggressive towards the referee, which means that it was probably outside. And yes, it was.
Left arm out. Took it down, did. And Sabaleng. And Messi is over it. Definitely not scoring position, but can put in a teasing bit of service here. Haas directing his three-man wall with Sabaleng, Ariola, and Ferreira, just to make sure that Messi can't score from that kind of range. Messi will serve it into the back stick, and it's an own goal. It's coming off Marco Farfan. He tried to get rid, but a second own goal on the night. This one in the favor of Inter Miami, who are back within a goal yet again in this bonkers game. It's Dallas 4, Miami 3, with 10 minutes left to play.
Absolutely amazing. And great balls inside the 80-yard box. The pace, the bend of Messi. Farfan not knowing who's behind him, wants to make contact, but it comes so fast that he redirects it into his own goal. So Taylor with an OG, Farfan with an OG, back to 4-3. We said there were more goals in this game. Can Inter Miami muster a comeback? And that's a lot of height right now with Leo Campana, Sergi, come on.
Chance now down the other end. Ansah couldn't keep it in play. Callender went off his line. But Eugene Ansah could have gotten his head up and potentially found a fellow Dallas player with the goal gaping, but it's away for a goal kick and a let-off for Miami.
What a game.
Bonkers. Absolutely bonkers. 4-3, 81 minutes gone. Miami, if they make it 4-4, could send this one to penalties. Dallas now getting numbers forward again. Krivtsov going long, up to Campana. Nice header towards the left side. And Kremaski can control it here for Kamal Miller. Robinson. Back with Benha Kremaski, who's been a solid introduction as a substitute.
Very solid.
Krivtsov on for Arroyo, who's playing as a right back. Playing here with Robert Taylor. Feinting both ways, eventually settling with Arroyo. And Busquets on for Messi on the halfway line. And Kremaski now receives from Leo Messi. Wide here for Alba. Miller running in behind. Alba will go for the cross in towards Campana and slightly over his head. Taylor trying to play it out the other side, but it's poked away by Farfan. But it will be a corner to Inter Miami to come from the right side. More threatening service in there from Alba. You can hear the nerves in the ground. Corner taken short. Edge of the area, Messi serving. Heart of the penalty area. Robinson to try and take down and volley towards goal, but it's clear there from Ansah. Anywhere will do. Palmacall with a fantastic job to control out of the air. And now Ansah to try and get forward. Kremaski with a challenge in. Ansah pulling Robbie Robinson to the turf, who had gotten the positioning, and it's a free kick for Miami.
Excellent play again by Benja Kremaski. Getting goal side, putting his body in there, and then forcing the errant touch, and then eventually the foul to stop potential transition right there. Understanding danger. Well done, Benja.
Nice sliding challenge in to win it back, and now Miami set up over the free kick, about 35 yards from goal on the left side. Messi over it. He's got 6 to aim for, who are going to make runs in towards the penalty area. Messi will actually play it Low towards the right side. Taylor cutting inside. He was tripped on the right side of the area, and a free kick given. Ansa clipping Robert Taylor just outside of the box. And now, could this be Lionel Messi free kick territory yet again?
Genius free kick. We all thought, okay, he's going to go for the big boys who are all making big runs, taking people with him and leaving space for Taylor, who cuts that one brilliantly back and allowing, as you said, Leo Messi, not centrally, a little bit of a tougher angle right here, Chris. But if one can do it, it's the man himself, the GOAT, Leo Messi.
Did it against Cruz Azul on the opening day of the group stage with the last kick of the game. And now this one will come more from the right side of the pitch. Towards the right side of the area. Martin Paz establishing his wall. And Lionel Messi, again, to try and provide the moment of quality. 4 men in the wall. Jesus Ferreira lying on the ground behind them. Plenty to aim for on the right side of the goal. If Messi can get it up and down. Whistle sounds. Messi goes for it. And in the top corner again! Lionel Messi, another free kick goal, another brace, and this game is level. Messi, again. Wow!
Over my career, I've called a lot of Messi's game, be it with Barcelona, be it with PSG, and I told you Chris Winningham, in every game, there's at least 5, but more, 10 plus, wow! Factors with Messi, and you just express it perfectly. Wow. Absolutely scintillating. And he makes the ridiculous just so simple. The best free kick specialist in the world, the best footballer in the world.
Messi's done it again. This is incredible. Are you kidding me? And now this game is 4-4. And now where do we go from here? A free kick given to Dallas. Taken quickly. Arriola's in space. The cutback towards the edge of the penalty area is cut up there by Busquets, who's directing his Miami teammates to try and control calmly. Kremaski getting clear, but Dallas are now pressing. They're trying to win this here in normal time. They don't want to go to penalties. They want to make this 5-4. My word. Pamacall on the near side. Robinson and Kremaski trying to win it back. Robinson emerging from it. Coming to the middle here with Nsabaleng, who's got space now for Dallas. Ansa trying to run in behind, but Nsabaleng turning on it. Lays it left here with Ansa, who will go for goal and got underneath it yet again. Into the stand. It's a goal kick for Inter Miami.
Vintage Messi. Oh my God, the way he picks his corners. He can go either way, Chris. It can be centrally, it can be slanted to the left, this time slanted to the right, as you said again, which makes the difficulty a lot higher. And then he makes it just so simple. Routine, sublime at the same time.
These fans that paid hundreds of dollars for tickets have more than gotten their money's worth.
Messi.
Challenging from Busquets on Quignoni, won it cleanly. And now Robinson has picked up the second ball. Going to try and get turned. Back heel back for Kremaski, who's poked it beyond. Now in towards Campana, but will come back for Kremaski. Now Robinson, middle of the pitch. Out wide here for Jordi Alba, who will get turned and just recycle possession here with Kremaski. Any window towards Messi, attempting to be found, but settled now with Busquets and with Arroyo. 88th minute. Dallas 4, Miami 4. Incredible. Miami were twice 2 goals behind in the second half. Lofted towards Miller. Miami now enjoying a spell of possession. Dallas having to pick themselves up off the floor. This crowd, a cauldron of nerves, almost going in both directions. We see plenty of pink in the crowd as Messi's in space on the right side, found by Busquets. Charging forward, cuts inside of Ansa. Will now clip in towards the penalty area. Tafari the header away, but it comes from Messi. Messi to go for goal, and it's right into the face of Nkosi Tafari, who's back up to his feet quickly. The referee stopping play for a potential head injury. It looked like Tafari is okay, but Messi hit him flush in the face.
An incredible sacrifice by Tavari. Both arms behind his back because he knows it could be a penalty. And I'm taking one over his head and I'm bouncing back up immediately.
Back in play, Ibiaga clearing. He's put in a dangerous spot there by Pomykal, but electing just to get rid. Brifsov now for Kremaski. First time back for Miller, and now Pomykal going to try and apply some pressure. Miller going back to Callender now in his own area. 89th minute. Remains 4-4 at the Toyota Stadium. Incredible. This Leagues Cup has delivered in every possible sense. First game of the round of 16, and you can't take your eyes off it. 2 own goals, 2 messy goals. Another goal for Benja Kremaski for Miami. This is a nice build-up here. Messi out wide here for Robinson, who's got Alba running beyond him. Robinson now charging towards goal. Wide for Jordi Alba now in a crossing position. Sends it low, hit towards Robinson, but it was Ibiaga in the way who smacks it clear. Throw in to come for Miami.
And
Robinson has been an impact sub.
I was just going to say that, Chris. Tata Martino really doing a good job in in-game management. Benja Kremaski with the goal. Robbie threatening as well. And Leo Campana now is occupying these 2 center backs due to his great height, giving other players a potential opportunity.
And now, brief stoppage in play. Certain if someone needs medical attention, Benja Kremaski taking a healthy drink of water. A minimum of 6 minutes to come at the end of this contest. The man down is Farfan, who put in the own goal for the third.
I mean, we all know in the Leagues Cup, straight to PKs.
Yep.
We also know with 6 minutes that there is probably another goal somewhere in this game. Chris Whittingham. Every time Messi touches the ball right now, everybody, the crowd, including us, are heightening awareness because something special might happen again with the biggest in the world.
As we have another look at the free kick in our monitor, perfectly over the wall. I mean, you could put 3 goalies in the goal. There's no saving that. There is no saving that.
No.
It just goes underneath the bar at a downward trajectory into the back of the net, and Messi didn't want to go full celebration. He wanted to get everyone back to the halfway line to put it back in play so they can win it in regulation.
Amazing.
Unbelievable, this guy.
Rarely in the world do you see teams on the road down 3-1 or 4-2 being able to claw back into it. But with Messi, anything is possible. And it shows you his mindset. He came here to play and perform at the highest level. And we are witnessing it each and every game, Chris Whittingham.
And he's on the ball here. Wide for Alba. Robinson running in towards the space in front of him. Play it with Robbie Robinson. Now Kamal Miller, who's come well forward since the introduction of Arroyo to help in the attack. Someone play those sort of positions in Montreal under Wilfried Nancy. Now Alba in a nice pocket, trying to square it towards Messi as Campana was making the run in behind. Now Busquets on for Messi on the right side. Messi again to get his head up, draws the attention of 3, still manages to poke it beyond in towards Alba. Again, Miami recycling possession. We've had 2 of the minimum of 6 minutes. 4-4 it remains. Kremaski edge of the area. In behind, in towards Miller. It's just a bit too much on it. And Martin Paz lets it runs out for a goal kick.
Come on, Miller, just venturing forward in his awkward kind of, the way he plays, but gets, at the end of the day, things done. Makes a late run as a center back. Re-enrest the organization for Inter Miami. Is clearly dominating right now. Very important. Both teams, you can tell, are very tight in not wanting to make that mistake that could lead to that final goal.
Long there from Paz. Busquets winning the header. Popped up towards Campana. He's got the considerable height advantage on everyone around him and nods it down there for Taylor. Busquets in towards Messi, who just couldn't control. Pomykal was harrying, and it just put him off that little bit as it's clear there by Dallas. Krivtsov letting it bounce and nodding it wide towards Dixon Arroyo, who will send it forward up in towards Campana. Again, good strength there to keep it initially. And now towards the right side, his hold-up play has been fantastic since coming on. Taylor now trying to go beyond Quignon, but the touch in, and he's won it back for Dallas. Ball forward there from Ansas, got a bit too much on it in towards Nsabaleng. Now Messi in front of Pamukal. Had Campana running in behind. He'll do a full 360 and instead play it out to Alba, or rather to Robinson on the left side. Robinson now in front of Tumasi, laying it off with Alba. And Robinson now, 94th minute, remains 4-4. Busquets now, fouled there by Nsabaleng right in the middle of the pitch. This one quite far away, though, about 30 yards from goal. We'll see if Messi will fancy it to strike towards goal.
There'd be moments where Messi can go shoelaces too, with power and still precision. It's quite a distance, Chris, you're right. So he's got two options. The big boys are forward, far post. A cunning ball maybe to Taylor, or the audacious go for goal. Leo, why not?
We'll see.
By the way, Winning M and I are both up our feet in the box playing this game with Messi. We're just bouncing.
And now the whistle will sound. Messi over it. Is he going to go for goal? There's 3 men in the wall. Messi will try and go towards the top right corner. Wall does its job. And now Messi will settle it here with Kamal Miller. Miller will carry it forward. Miller beyond Ferreira. Still Miller, edge of the penalty area. Trying to get turned, but Tumasi putting the challenge in. Now Arriola, but Alba at full stretch does well to recover and poke it back for Robert Taylor. Miami did have some numbers back, even though Miller had ventured. But well done there by Jordi Alba to win it back.
Grateful for his first game to be able to go in these circumstances 90 minutes. Shows you the pro that Jordi Alba is. Chips in 2 assists as well, really, in this game.
Krivtsov wide now for Miller. We played 5 of a minimum of 6. We go to penalties if it stays like this. Miller long up towards Campana, but it's catching practice there for Martin Paz. Might have a little bit more at the end of this after Marco Farfan had that injury treatment at the start of stoppage time. Cesar Arturo Ramos in full control now. Miller winning it out of the air with his left boot. On now for Ferreira, who pokes it back to Tumasi. Tumasi now on the right side for Dallas, just ahead of the halfway line. In towards the middle, Campana nearly won it back. Pamukal able to emerge with it. And Nsabaleng for Farfan. Is there one last chance in it for Dallas? Ansa in some space on the left wing. Dixon Arroyo in front of him. Try and send it through the area. Miller got the touch. And Krivtsov can calmly look for the ball out. It's wide up towards Messi, who controls, and there is full time. At the end of regulation, it's Dallas 4, Miami 4. We are going to penalties to see who goes through in this League's Cup round of 16 match. If it's Miami, they will host the winner of Charlotte and Houston on Friday. If it's Dallas, same result. But Miami will now go to penalties for the first time in this League's Cup. At the end of regulation, it's Dallas 4, Miami 4. Thomas Rongen, we have to collect our breath here and figure out what just happened in that second 45 minutes.
And I'm sure throughout this tournament, knowing that there is no OT, all these teams have practiced, obviously, penalties. Both teams can say, we got 1 or 2 guys that are not in the game anymore. Joseph Martinez, a given in your 5. But Velasco, another guy on the other side as well. Who does Tata Martino pull out of his head? You almost got to say, hey, the 3 Barca guys are a given. No doubt about it. Leo Campana, pretty darn good as well. That's your 4th guy. And then a lot of times coaches look in the eyes of players who wants to take one as well. I would shy away. Looking down.
As we're getting a look at the goals yet again, Arriola with the cutback, and it results in the own goal off Taylor. That made it 4-2 at that point, and Miami had such a mountain to climb, and climb that mountain they did. They have Lionel Messi in the team, and so they can. From a free kick, Messi playing it in towards the penalty area. It was an own goal, not at home by Marco Farfan for 4-3, and then edge of the area, Messi, free kick, top bins.
Thanks for coming. Unbelievable.
Unreal. It's just, how has it been this good? How has it been this entertaining? 3rd straight game with a brace. 7 goals now in League's Cup.
Amazing.
Overtaking Bongo Hukle Klangwane, which I think we all had before the tournament. Messi and Longwane as the top goal scorers of the tournament. And now the determination of who will take the penalties. We obviously saw in the last game, Joseph Martinez took the one penalty that occurred in regulation. He is no longer on the pitch. And so we will see which of these players will be tasked with the job of trying to convert these penalties here for both of these clubs, really.
You feel there's still drama left in his game. You and I watched the U.S. women's in the World Cup against Sweden. At one particular time, you go, it's done. USA is going to win.
Yep.
And I missed 3 straight with some veterans, by the way, missing as well. So this come down to the hottest goalkeeper. Pass is pretty darn good. But you know what? I give Drake Callender the edge right there. And then if I look down the line in terms of experience, because a lot of times it comes down to experience, guys that have been there and done that can keep a calm head. Ariola, clearly a guy that will step up for Dallas as well.
All right, so they're determining which order these penalty shootouts will occur in and at which end. So Messi won the coin toss and picked the end of the ground where there are no fans. And then
Smart.
I think also won the second coin toss and determined to go first. So that's what we just heard from our pitch side microphones.
Spanish comes in handy, Woody. Thank you for the translation.
And so it's Miami who go now to penalties. Again,
you think that your captain will step up first and put you ahead as well. Yep. Gets the ball from the linesman, looks towards the goal. Interesting to see if the Dutchie pass has some antics. We know that Drake Callender is a pretty good pro, and just is going to use his reach, his athleticism, and his quick thinking to get to balls as well.
Lionel Messi
is going to be a factor. And big cojones. Let's be real honest. Stepping up and burying that one as well. Looking now at both teams, at their names at the back of the jerseys, in terms of experience and cool heads, it should be Inter Miami. But I've been in many of them as a player and a coach. It's still a crapshoot at the end of the day.
At the World Cup, Messi went 4 for 5 on penalties. In his career, he's converted 109 and either had saved or missed 31, which is roughly about average, which is about the only thing you can describe in Lionel Messi's career that is about average. But he will indeed go first. The captain, who has gotten this game to this point, scored the first, put the free kick in for the third that was not at home by Marco Farfan of FC Dallas, and then put in the show-stopping free kick for the fourth. And now to try and send Inter Miami on their way at the beginning of this shootout, Lionel Messi against the Dallas goalkeeper, Martin Paz, to get this shootout started. The whistle from Cesar Ramos sounds. Here's the approach from Lionel Messi. The stutter step, and he puts it in the bottom right corner. Paz going the wrong way, and Miami lead the shootout 1-0.
Great execution. And again, the willingness to take these risks and chances with his head up, eyes towards the goalkeeper, very comfortable knowing he can make contact, lets the goalkeeper go first, and then goes the other way. The other captain on the other side, Paul Arriola, stepping up for Dallas right now.
Never taken a penalty in a regular game setting.
Wow.
Not certain about shootouts, but in a game has never taken a penalty. And he goes first as he is wearing the armband tonight for FC Dallas. Drake Callender, who has seen 4 go into the back of his own net, his arms out wide to make himself look an imposing figure. Arriola goes down the middle, and Callender had a left hand out, just couldn't get anything on it. And it's 1-1 after one round.
I keep saying in this day and age where sometimes players will coach you to go one way, Arriola made up his mind to go hard down the middle. I would not gamble, quite frankly.
And it will be Busquets who will go second. So the important Inter Miami players taking on the brunt of this shootout. Busquets against Paz. Paz is pointing towards his right. Busquets goes down the middle himself and he scores. Pass trying to get in his head by pointing towards the right side. Busquets, of course, with his incredible experience, was having none of it and makes it 2-1 to Miami.
So composed, so cool. Pussy. And a great sportsmanship as well.
And now it will be Paxton Pomykal to go next.
Interesting.
For FC Dallas.
Limited touches as a sub right now. Both teams have scored. I'm telling you, and the pressure gets ratcheted up each and every penalty kick. Woo.
And Pomykal will take a long run up from the edge of the area. At real pace, goes down the middle and he skies it. He puts it over. Advantage Inter Miami after 2 rounds.
Huge gamble, I think, by the Dallas coach, but putting him second with, as I said again, limited touches. And this is a guy that went for pace, but I'm telling you, not a very confident. Like, yeah, and Jordi Alba knows how important this is. Leo, number 9, should be good at penalties. You and I have been at practice, and Leo stays late always to take penalties, and he's pretty darn good at it, but still very young. So we're not talking about a 30-year-old that's been there, done that. A lot of pressure on Leo, who's not a starter right now for the Inter Miami team.
Campana to go third here to give Miami the 2-goal advantage. Slow run up, puts it in the bottom left corner. Sensational finish. Pass didn't even move, and it's Miami 3, Dallas 1 in this penalty shootout.
For the 21-year-old, I'm telling you, also limited touches as a substitute, and then to bury this one under this kind of intense pressure is pretty amazing.
And he'd only taken 1 penalty for Miami. It was on June the 1st against the Red Bulls, one which he had saved. I didn't want to say that before.
No, you're just pulling stats out of your, brilliant with it. Love it.
And now, Dallas to try and stay within touching distance. It's Quignon who scored the first goal on the night. Quignon approaches, goes towards the bottom right corner, and he slots it beyond Callender, who guessed the right way, but it's flawlessly placed there by Facundo Quignon. Miami 3, Dallas 2 after 3 rounds.
Big difference, too, between 2 goalkeepers. Drake Callender is a lot bigger, by the way, than Paz, and very impressive when he starts stretching those arms, taking up quite. We got the experienced Canadian international Kamal Miller stepping up right now. A little bit of, in my opinion, a gamble, but that's a guy probably that buries them in practice as well.
A slow run up here for Kamal Miller. Goes bottom right and slots it home. Fantastically. Pass again, guessing the right way, but Miller with another flawless take, and Miami have converted all 4 of their penalties, and they can win it here. With a Drake Callender save, this one is over.
The execution of the Inter Miami players right now has been absolutely flawless. Yes, Paz guessed right, but the pace of Kamal Miller, side netting, almost impossible for a goalkeeper to get to.
And it's Jesus Ferreira to go next. Again, if he misses, Miami win. If Miami score their 5th, Miami win. Ferreira with 1 career penalty. He scored it in the Gold Cup against Trinidad and Tobago. A slow run-up for him as well. Ferreira to the bottom right corner. Callender the wrong way, and he's kept Dallas alive after 4 rounds. Miami 4, Dallas 3. So we'll see who goes 5th here for Miami. It'll be Benja Kremaski, who came off the bench and scored nearly immediately with the game on his shoulders.
There's always a wild card for both teams probably that nobody expected. And here's a 19-year-old that probably told his coach, give me one. But to put him 5th, amazing.
The academy product who came all the way through the ranks and has made an impact on this season. To go 5th has scored, and Miami have won it in the shootout. All 5 Miami takers converting, and they're through to the League's Cup quarterfinal to face the winner of Charlotte and Houston on Friday night at Tri-Peak Stadium. The League's Cup dream continues. Messi, so often the hero in the 90, but it's Kremaski who got Miami back into this game with the second goal for Miami. A huge hug with Messi. And then in the shootout, puts away the winning penalty. And Thomas Rungan, that was a clinical set of takes from Inter Miami on the night. 5 for 5 to get through to the quarterfinal.
Pretty incredible. And more incredible, Chris Whittingham, for them to get to this point. Down 2-1 at the half, 3-1, 4-2 as well. And we talked about it. What is Tata Martino's response, and what is Messi and company's response? And we found out right now that they can suffer. We find out right now that they still believe. We find out right now there are a group of cool customers stepping up 5 for 5 with the youngest player, a local kid, Benja Kamansky, scoring the winner and getting us to the next round. Chris Whittingham, absolutely brilliant. 8 goals. What a thriller. And the people that showed up for that first Messi away game get all their money's worth.
And Lionel Messi sprinting towards Kremaski when he converted that final take. What a result. And Miami have won their first 4 games with Lionel Messi on the first 2 games of the group, on the knockout tie against Orlando here at home, and then have gone away from home and have twice gone behind by 2 goals. At 4-2, with 20 minutes left to play, the cause looked lost, but an own goal on 80 minutes, followed by another Messi free kick to remember.
I just can't believe, and I've played and coached in a lot of games, what I just witnessed. 4-2 down, winning in penalties. Quarterfinals coming up, Chris. Bring it on, baby. And at home as well, that we know for sure. Against the winner, you tell me, of
Houston and Charlotte.
Houston of Charlotte.
And because Miami had a better regular season in 2022 than both of those clubs, that is the seeding tiebreaker between MLS clubs.
Gotcha.
And so Miami will host no matter what. They come back home for a Friday night quarterfinal. And might there be more Messi magic in store yet? Incredible. Dallas 4, Miami 4. Miami win it 5-3 on penalties to go through in Leagues Cup. When we come back, we'll wrap this thing up here on WQAM with our post-game show. That's to come. Again, Miami are through to the quarterfinal of Leagues Cup.
Thanks for listening to MLS Action with Inter Miami CF, presented by Celsius Essential Energy Drinks. Listen to Inter Miami CF here, AM 560 Sports, WQAM, FM 99.9 HD2, and always live on the free Odyssey app.
Brought to you by Celsius, the official energy drink of Inter Miami CF. Pass to Celsius, Celsius, still Celsius. Goal! Celsius Essential Energy Drinks, the official energy drink of Inter Miami CF.
Wendy's is open till midnight or later, so you can give in to the craving and go night mode. Now all of your favorite menu items just got their bedtime extended. You can get what you want even later, like the Baconator with 6 strips of bacon, or the perfect fries and frosty duo. If you're up later, then so are we. So go ahead and pull through the drive-thru. When the craving hits, go night mode at Wendy's. Open till midnight or later. All right, see ya later.
At participating U.S. Wendy's, hours may vary.
What does summer sound like in a new Chevy? Find the best way to the ballpark with the Chevy Equinox navigation system. Load up the kayaks with room to spare in the spacious Chevy Trailblazer with 60/40 split-folding rear seats. Haul out the camper and spend a night roasting marshmallows with the Chevy Silverado. Or feel the roar of the crowd and bring the whole crew along in the Chevy Traverse with seating for up to 8. So what are you waiting for? Click now and find summer happiness in a new Chevy. See your South Florida Chevy dealer. Traverse seating up to 8 standard and LS available on LT with second row bench seat, RS Premier, and High Country seat 7.
Get your staycation ideas flowing and celebrate your best summer ever in Greater Fort Lauderdale with 101 unforgettable experiences. Hi, it's Tamara G, and you can find them all at visitlauderdale.com/summer. Fly above the water on a flyboard with Aquaflight, or you can scuba dive or snorkel in Lauderdale by the Sea or on Hollywood Beach. And throughout August, you can also enjoy Dine Out Lauderdale, extraordinary culinary experiences for everyone under the sun. Learn more at dineoutlauderdale.com.
I know a lot of you really want the State Farm personal price plan, but what's with the oversharing? Like this voicemail from Leah.
Jake from State Farm. Listen, so sometimes I like to nibble on licorice and pretend I'm a teeny mouse, chewing through wires.
You don't need to get that personal. The State Farm personal price plan helps you create an affordable price just for you. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Call or go to statefarm.com for a quote today.
Prices vary by state. Options selected by customer. Availability and eligibility may vary.
New Dove Men Body Wash gives 24 hours of nourishing micro moisture, so your skin feels healthy and smooth from your morning workout playlist to the relaxing music you chose for dinner. Get healthier, smoother feeling skin all day with new Dove Men Body Wash.
I'm Listening reminds you that talk saves lives, and 988 makes it even easier to reach out and talk. When you dial or text 988, you'll be connected with trained counselors in over 200 crisis centers nationwide. And now you can reach out and get help in Spanish, providing you the help you need anytime, anywhere. 988, the new National Suicide Prevention Lifeline. Talk saves lives, and with 988, talking is only 3 digits away. More at imlistening.org.
Make this the summer at Miami Lakes Auto Mall. Save thousands and drive with zero down or zero payments for 90 days on most new models. The Ram 1500 has received J.D. Power's best drive appeal among large light-duty trucks 3 years in a row. Get a brand new 2022 Ram 1500 Bighorn Crew Cab for $459 per month for 42 months or save thousands off MSRP on select vehicles. Buy online at Miami Lakes Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram.com. Call 844-255-2474 for details.
Time to recap this Inter Miami CF match. It's the Celsius Essential Energy Drinks postgame show where Inter Miami plays. AM 560 Sports WQAM, FM 99.9 HD2, and always live on the free Odyssey app.
Brought to you by Celsius, the official energy drink of Inter Miami CF. Past to Celsius, Celsius, still Celsius. Goal! Celsius Essential Energy Drinks, the official energy drink of Inter Miami CF.
Miami through to the quarterfinal of Leagues Cup. This incredible competition, which has given us so much to celebrate, certainly from a Miami point of view, but all throughout the tournament. It has been absolutely sensational if you've been watching it. But my word tonight, Miami, down at the half 2-1, down after the half 3-1, down 4-2, make it 4-4, win on penalties. TR,
I'm
my
gonna
word.
Go home and rewatch this game again. So you're right. You pretty much summed it up. 8 goals, 2 Jordi Alba assists, a Tanzanian refugee scores, 2 young, Argentines. Benja Kremanski, the biggest probably sub that Tata Martino used, becomes the hero next to the GOAT that has another brace. Hello, can you write that script properly?
No, it's incredible. It's absolutely incredible, this game. Before we roll on here with our post-game show, let's pause 10 seconds for station notification across the Inter Miami radio network.
Sports lives here. WQAM Miami, WPOW HD2 Miami, WKIS HD2 Boca Raton, the home of the Heat, Hurricanes, Panthers, and Inter Miami.
Powered by Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys.
An Odyssey station.
You were saying, TR?
You think Benja Kremanski, I think he's 18, maybe going into 19, he's living the dream right now?
Unbelievable. He's.
What were you doing when you were 18? Playing? We weren't playing Give and Goes with Messi, were we?
In college. Yeah. I mean, remarkable when you consider not only, obviously, is he an academy product that sort of very much burst onto the scene. He joined in a later age group than you might have anticipated, and then all of a sudden is dominating academy games, put in the MLS Next All-Star game, then was getting call-ups into the U.S. U20 national team, then got called into the Argentinian U20 national team under Javier Mascherano. And then, obviously, you're an Argentinian-American, you're playing for Inter Miami. And honestly, start of the year, TR, we were calling the games early in the year, and he didn't play very much. A rash of injuries befall the team, and all of a sudden, Phil Neville tosses him in there, and he becomes a regular starter. Now, on the bench tonight, because Diego Gomez is emerging, but Kremanski comes on, puts in a huge performance in this game to get Miami to where they got to.
Yeah, but both him and Leo Campana, Leo also occupying more center backs, giving Benja Kremanski the opportunity to make those darting runs on the great ball by Jordi Alba. But all the little things he did right. He prevented twice a transition by leaving his feet and tackling. And I think that Tata Martino needs to go back now and say, I made a mistake here. I screwed a little bit with the chemistry of that trident in midfield. And right now, not because Gomez is so much older than Benja. He's a young player as well.
20
And
to
I
18.
think he needs to prove himself a little bit more. I think that Benja right now is saying, I belong in that starting 11, and I think that nobody else will argue that as well. So well done by the academy product. And Taylor, the own goal, but then the cutback where he creates the free kick for Messi that goes to 4-4 then. Taylor must think, oh my God, at least I didn't lose the game for my team. And all these there's so many storylines in this game, Chris. That's why I'm going to watch it back again. Although I'm going to be at CBS at 7 a.m., so I'm not sure about that. But
yeah, maybe watch it. Maybe watch it tomorrow after CBS.
What a great, enjoyable experience again, Woody. Wow.
Remarkable as Miami win the game on penalties, 5-3 in the shootout, 4-4 in the overall, or at least after the 90. When we come back, we'll play the highlights of this game for you. We'll hear all the goals as they sounded in real time. What a game. Dallas 4, Miami 4. Miami win it 5-3 on penalties. More post-match show on the way.
New Dove Men Body Wash gives 24 hours of nourishing micro moisture. That means your skin feels healthy and smooth from your morning workout playlist to the podcast that gets you through your multiple bus and subway commute to the relaxing dinner background music you play for your date, all the way through to the white noise that helps you sleep. Get healthier, smoother feeling skin all day with new Dove Men Plus Care Body Wash.
This break is brought to you by Adobe Photoshop. Here's a fun fact. Every day, millions of people around the world use Photoshop to create all kinds of cool stuff. Designs for t-shirts and posters, graphics to promote brands and businesses, images for social and websites. Anyone can do it. And to the guy who put a bulldog's head on a parakeet's body, you, sir, are a genius. Get started for free today. Click or tap the banner to head over to Photoshop.com.
Injured in a crash? You deserve Anajar and Levine. We stand up to the big insurance companies. They want you to settle for a fraction of what your case is worth, but we'll fight to get you the maximum money for your injuries. Experience the Anajar and Levine difference. Call me, Glenn Levine, at 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733 for a free consultation and take back control of your life.
Main office, Fort Lauderdale.
Hey, Rob Bradford here. I have set out on a mission with my good friends at FanDuel to prove what I have known for some time. Baseball isn't boring. Now I have a daily podcast to prove it with some of the most notable people in the baseball world, screaming baseball isn't boring from the mountaintops, or at least agreeing to come on our show. Players, managers, GMs, and yes, even the commissioner of baseball, Rob Manfred. It has been a constant wave of baseball's most powerful voices. So join the revolution. Subscribe and soak in Baseball Isn't Boring. Listen on your Odyssey app or wherever you get your podcasts. You'll be glad you did.
New Dove Men Body Wash gives 24 hours of nourishing micro moisture, so your skin feels healthy and smooth from your morning workout playlist to the relaxing music you chose for dinner. Get healthier, smoother feeling skin all day with new Dove Men Body Wash.
If you need me, you can find me lost in the music. A Magnum double caramel ice cream bar in hand. Treating myself with as much as I want, when I want it, because more is more. Come on, get carried away with me. Magnum ice cream. More is more. Discover decadence in store or online at magnumicecream.com.
Let's get back to the Inter Miami postgame show on AM 560 Sports, WQAM, FM 99.9 HD2, and streaming on the Odyssey app.
Inter Miami win this game, round of 16 against FC Dallas on penalties. It finished 4-4 after 90 minutes. Miami were twice behind by 2 goals, but they win in the shootout. The remarkable thing is they converted all 5 of their penalties. Messi first, then Busquets, then Campana, then Kamal Miller, then Benjamin Kremaski to win it for Inter Miami. They have beaten FC Dallas in the shootout 5-3. 4-4 it finished after the 90 minutes. What a remarkable game at Toyota Stadium in Frisco, Texas. As we can take you through how it played out, Inter Miami would open the scoring in this game as, first off, Dallas had a goal disallowed due to an offside down the other end of the pitch. It was a header from Camungo, turned in by Ferreira. It was Ferreira who was off, and in the end, it would be no goal for Dallas, but then Miami would very soon get the game's first goal. As we're just struggling there with the audio coming back from the station. We'll get any gremlins sorted out there in a moment, but Miami would open the scoring through Lionel Messi, but then Dallas would find their way in the game. Facundo Quignon would get the first goal for Dallas. It was a nice cutback from Marco Farfan, turned in by Quignon. Then Bernard Camungo would make it 2-1 to Dallas just before the break. That was a fantastic counter-attacking move. Ferreira one-on-one with Krivtsov. In the end, laid it off for Camungo. Went by 3 in order to turn it in beyond that calendar. And then Dallas would make it 3-1 over Miami with Alan Velasco scoring in the 62nd minute of play. And then Miami would work their way back into the game. Kremaski scoring, but then Robert Taylor would put one in the back of his own net. We had a period where there were 3 goals in 5 minutes. Absolutely remarkable. But at that point, Dallas were down 4-2. Then an own goal off of Marco Farfan for 4-3. And then Lionel Messi with the equalizing goal in the 85th minute from a free kick, as he did against Cruz Azul, scoring the goal that would give Miami level terms in this one. 4-4 finished in regulation, and then Miami would convert all 5 of their penalties to win on the night. They've beaten Dallas 5-3 in the shootout. 4-4 it finished after the 90. What a game. And we'll continue to break it down on the other side on this post-game show. Again, Miami through to the quarterfinal to face the winner of Charlotte and Houston in Leagues Cup, who play tomorrow night. But it's 4 straight wins for Inter Miami in this Leagues Cup. 7 Lionel Messi goals. Absolutely remarkable start to the competition for Miami and for Messi. We'll continue to break it down next.
Are you the creative type? And you already know lots of cool things Photoshop can do, like create eye-popping images for social and gorgeous graphics for t-shirts and posters. But did you also know it can instantly turn a gray sky into a fiery sunset, change black and white to color in a click, or make anything in your photo magically disappear? Maybe you're wondering, can anyone use Photoshop to take images from ordinary to amazing? Nope, everyone can. Visit Photoshop.com and get started for free.
I'm Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. I learned about atrial fibrillation the hard way. My symptoms would come and go. Shortness of breath, fatigue. I kept going. Then I got so lightheaded, I couldn't. My doctor said I have AFib, so I'm about 5 times more likely to have a stroke. Other symptoms, irregular heartbeat, heart racing, chest pain can come and go, but the risk of stroke stays. If you have symptoms, tell a doctor. Visit notimetowait.com.
Sponsored by Bristol-Myers Squibb and Pfizer.
Let's get back to the Inter Miami postgame show on AM 560 Sports, WQAM, FM 99.9 HD2, and streaming on the Odyssey app.
And Lionel Messi, again, to try and provide the moment of quality. 4 men in the wall, Jesus Ferreira lying on the ground behind them. Plenty to aim for on the right side of the goal. If Messi can get it up and down. Whistle sounds. Messi goes for it. Into the top corner again. Lionel Messi. Another free kick goal. Another brace. And this game is level. What a moment. Lionel Messi into the top corner and giving Miami level terms in this one. Absolutely extraordinary game at the Toyota Stadium. Miami 4, Dallas 4. They win it 5-3 on the shootout, twice behind. And now, Thomas Rongen, as we look forward a little bit here to this game, potentially on Friday, you have quite a bit of rest. You'll fly home tonight, and then you'll have between Monday and Thursday to get ready for the game on Friday. Obviously, it wasn't a perfect performance. What for you were the positive attributes of it that stand out to you, and maybe some things to work on for Friday?
Well, without a doubt, the mentality, the mindset. And again, we are so spoiled, you know. Messi's already the greatest thing that ever happened in MLS history. He turns a lot of subpar performers around them into better players, which great players do as well. his brace, without a doubt. Benja Kamansky, Leo Campana coming off the bench, giving them, an oomph, both scoring from the penalty spot as well. Transitional defending, still a weak spot, and continues to be so, in my opinion. Although Kamal Miller, again, had a pretty decent game. And I think that the coaching staff will look at their balance. Do we need to send Alba and Yetlin high that early and lose our balance because Arroyo now has to cover on that right side, and all of a sudden, due to the fact that Gomez was so advanced, have Busquets stranded in transition in midfield as well. Our wingers still a better option, and quite frankly, Tata's got now quite a few tactical tweaks that he can make from game to game that could benefit his team as well. I think the biggest takeaway here is when you get on that plane, it wasn't great, but we won 4 straight. I know what winning does. I've been on winning teams as a player and as a coach. I know what losing does to a team as well. And you can't buy that. You can't replicate that. That, again, is a mindset, and it starts with Leo Messi, let's be real honest, who's just towing everybody with him in the right direction. Do they need to get better in order to win this thing? Absolutely. Doable on this side of the bracket. When you get to the big boys, you have to be much better. Not on both sides of the ball, because we've scored, 13 in 4 games?
Yeah.
But we've conceded as well. That's a trend, obviously, you want to stop somehow. Does it start in midfield with, again, Benja? Is that a change defensively, which is hard right now, because with Ian Frey and then out of form McVeigh as well, you need to go back to the well there with Sergi and Kamal. But really, 9 out of 10, more positives than negatives. And for a coach, it's always good to be able to say after the game, well done, guys, but.
Yeah.
And that's, for a team like that, is so huge and so important. The last thing I want to say is, again, I've done Messi games a lot, and I've never seen that smile, with the exception during, obviously, that great run of Argentina during the World Cup. This guy is enjoying the experience.
He's
having fun, and that is huge for anybody, on that level. I'm in awe. I'm seriously in awe, because at 3-1 and 4-2, I thought done and dusted.
Yeah. No, and I saw someone on Twitter describing it as the best thing that's ever happened to MLS.
Mm-hmm.
And we're only 4 games into it.
Correct.
It's remarkable.
One thing we've learned after 4 games, we should bring in a few more Leo Messis to MLS. He's pretty darn good.
I mean, he's one of a kind for a reason. I will say, to me, the other big takeaway for me from this game, and I know so much of this is because you have Lionel Messi, but another thing I take away is that I think now Miami will back themselves in a 2 goals down situation. They've got the confidence, right? Now that you have the ability to come back, you can grind it out. It's not pretty. You don't want to give away 4 goals. I imagine a lot of conversations will happen about that. But ultimately, you have the belief now to potentially come back in any game. And so much of that is because you can get the moment of magic for the 4th goal. But honestly, the comeback effort really started from a ball from Jordi Alba into Benja Cremaschi, who gets the goal in the second half. You develop some belief in the game. But Miami...
Argentina-American kid from Key Biscayne, who Messi was his hero. And here he is. Wonderful.
It's such a remarkable story. But Miami get the win tonight, 4-4 after regulation, 5-3 in the shootout. Messi with 2 more goals, Cremaschi and an own goal from Marco Farfan, the goals for Inter Miami. To be fair to FC Dallas, they certainly put on a show for their supporters who paid a lot of money for tickets to the game tonight. And honestly, how could you possibly go home unhappy?
Their team. Absolutely,
yeah, they should be
Chris,
proud of their team, and they should come back as well. Because you want to see these sorts of moments lead to the growth in the fan base around Major League Soccer. This is part of the goal of bringing Messi in the first place. And now you can see these supporters potentially coming back, because who wouldn't want to come back to something like that? And so Inter Miami are through to the quarterfinal. The supporters here in Fort Lauderdale will get another chance to come out to Drive Pink Stadium and see their team Friday night in this Leagues Cup. And might the magic continue further? They play the winner of Charlotte and Houston, 9:30 p.m. kickoff tomorrow night. Miami fans can watch and wait and wonder who will be coming here to potentially play Miami on Friday night. But the Leagues Cup dream continues. The Messi magic continues as Miami are through beating Dallas on penalties, 5-3 in the shootout after it finished 4-4 in the 90. What a game at Toyota Stadium for our tremendous production team, both at Drive Pink Stadium and back at our Odyssey studios, led by Danny Garcia, led by Santi Rodriguez, here at Drive Pink Stadium. What a night. What just an incredible occasion. Lionel Messi getting the brace, and now Miami are through to the Leagues Cup quarterfinal after winning on penalties. That'll do it for us here on our broadcast. For Thomas Rongen and myself, Chris Whittingham, thank you so much for listening on 560 WQAM.
And that's the Celsius Essential Energy Drinks Inter Miami match recap on the home of Inter Miami CF, AM 560 Sports WQAM, FM 99.9 HD2, and always live on the free Odyssey app.
Brought to you by Celsius, the official energy drink of Inter Miami CF. Past to Celsius, Celsius, still Celsius. Goal! Celsius Essential Energy Drinks, the official energy drink of Inter Miami CF.
This has been a presentation of Odyssey Sports. For even more coverage of your team, download the free Odyssey app and listen to your favorite stations, shows, and podcasts.
This is AM 560 Sports WQAM FM 99.9 HD2 and always live on the free Odyssey app. We now join the following program in progress.
Steaks and save 50% off site-wide during the Omaha Steaks anniversary sale. Head over to omahasteaks.com and enter Garden in the search bar to shop all the exclusive anniversary packages. As an added bonus, you'll get 8 free Omaha Steaks burgers and 8 free gourmet jumbo franks with select packages, including the exclusive anniversary assortment package. This package is the perfect sampling. It includes 4 butcher's cut filet mignons, 4 air-chilled boneless chicken breasts, 4 bacon-wrapped pork chops, 4 gourmet jumbo franks, and the classic Omaha Steaks seasoning. Plus, you'll get those 8 free Omaha Steaks burgers and 8 free gourmet jumbo franks. Hurry, because this offer is only available for a limited time. Visit omahasteaks.com and enter Garden in the search bar to shop exclusive anniversary packages and save 50% off site-wide during the Omaha Steaks anniversary sale. That's omahasteaks.com, keyword Garden in the search bar. See site for details.
Omaha Steaks, America's original butcher. The IRS, the world's most aggressive collection agency. They can seize your property, bank account, and garnish your wages. They cause sleepless nights for millions of Americans. Don't be one of them. If you owe $10,000 or more to the IRS or state, get protected today. Call 800-312-9970. Coast One Tax Group, protecting your bank, home, and your sleep since 2008. With hundreds of 5-star reviews and an A+ on the Better Business Bureau. Call Coast One Tax Group, 800-312-9970. Stanley from New York owed $93,000. The IRS placed a levy on his bank account. Coast One released the levy and settled with the IRS for $2,000. Mark in Michigan owed $225,000. After Coast One stepped in, Mark walked away paying less than $1,500. Call Coast One now. A 10-minute call can save you up to 93% on your back taxes. Get your fresh start today. That's 800-312-9970.
Individuals and businesses with tax problems, listen carefully. Do you feel like you're losing control of your finances? If you owe over $10,000 in back taxes or have unfiled tax returns, we can help you take back control. The IRS is the largest and most aggressive collection agency in the world, and they can seize your bank accounts, garnish your paycheck, close your business, and file criminal charges. Take control of your tax problem now by calling the experts at U.S. Tax Shield and take advantage of the Fresh Start program and new laws that may allow us to negotiate a settlement for the lowest amount possible. Our team of tax attorneys and enrolled agents can stop collections and get you protected so you can take control of your financial future. U.S. Tax Shield offers a price protection guaranteed quote to get you protected today. U.S. Tax Shield is A+ rated with the Better Business Bureau, so call now. 800-785-9132. That's 800-785-9132. U.S. Tax Shield. 800-785-9132.
And with the milk of DBC News, LL Cool J with a triumphant comeback. More solo. But tonight,
It's Johnny Marks on CBS Sports Radio.
All right, we're back. No call to come back. You got Ty there. I was in 9th grade when this song came out. Mama said knock you out. Backseat of my Jeep.
Ladies love
episode.
Ladies love Cool J, right?
Oh man, sitting on the mailbox in where's that, a newspaper stand? I'm just thinking of the video, not of this, of Round the Way Girl. There you go. I was a big Public Enemy fan, so I liked LL Cool J, and Big Daddy Kane. He collaborated with him as well. But anyway, we're back. All right, we'll hit some phone calls up in a second, so hang tight. I got somebody with a Starbucks hack. All right, so Tim Anderson's a really interesting. He's really interesting, right? I'm trying to comp him to somebody of the past, right? He is a very talented player, been around for a while. Been an all-star a couple times. He won a batting title, if I'm not mistaken, not that long ago. But also, man, he's fiery, and he gets into altercations, and he gets under guys' skin for sure. So I guess what happened here was Jose Ramirez. He got a double, and he took exception to how Anderson was holding him on base, or I don't know exactly what happened, but he was not happy with it, and he got up, and they started jawing, and Anderson was kind of standing over him. They started jawing, man, and they faced off, and Anderson went into the southpaw stance, but Ramirez dropped him. He landed a looping right hook to Anderson's jaw after they squared off, and it started and like the bullpens, the benches, it cleared, and the two teams certainly have bad blood, but it's you shouldn't fight in baseball, obviously, but it's entertaining when they do this. So enter Tom Hamilton on the radio call, right? I'm trying to think, Manny, you're a seasoned play-by-play broadcaster.
Seasoned, man, you made me sound old, but yeah, go ahead.
Well, more seasoning than I do as a play-by-play broadcaster, but you've done it on a professional level. So, I couldn't imagine. I remember one time it was when Joe Girardi was the manager of the Phillies, and we go down to spring training, and we're on the air while the Phillies are playing the spring training game. Now, while at WIP in Philly, we're the flagship and we're the home of the Phillies. You don't broadcast all the spring training games. So we were actually doing our regular show at the ballpark while the Phillies were playing. And we were talking to Joe Girardi during an inning, and somebody hit a home run, and I froze. It was my opportunity to do a long drive, watch that baby out of here.
There you go.
Home run. But instead I froze.
Oh, no.
I did. I totally froze. So I had the opportunity to call a home run, even though I wasn't doing play-by-play for the game. I could have called a home run, and I froze, and I effed it up, right? Well, listen, I don't know if Tom Hamilton has a boxing play-by-play background, but it sure sounds like it. Here is Cleveland Guardians radio when this Ramirez-Tim Anderson fight happened.
Here it comes. A swing and a smash to first by the diving Vaughn. Down the right field line. Kicks into the corner. Ramirez on his way to second. Head first slide. Safe and in to score is Jimenez. And another hustle double. Right over the bag at first. Now Hosey and Anderson square off. They're fighting. They're swinging. Down goes Anderson. Down goes Anderson. Ramirez went in with a head-first slide. Hosey never gets upset about anything. They came up chewing. Anderson squared off. Hosey decked him. It's a 5-1 Chicago lead, but everybody from the dugouts and the bullpens congregated around second base. You never see Jose Ramirez get upset like that. And Tim Anderson was on the wrong side of that punch.
What a call by Tom Hamilton.
Down goes Anderson.
Awesome. Even the regular baseball call, where it's a smash down the first, past the first base, it was just a great call altogether. And then you have that, and he goes, I mean, not even a stutter, goes right into being a boxing play-by-play guy.
Down goes Anderson.
Doesn't it sound like just an iconic boxing call?
Yeah, I mean, you hear this.
Down goes Anderson.
And you immediately think, oh, what Muhammad Ali fight was that? Or was when he was, Cassius Clay? Or what type of thriller was that?
Down goes Frazier.
Yeah, and you know what? No, this happened in the middle of a baseball diamond in the Midwest.
It did on a double to make the score 5-1. What a great call.
Down goes Anderson.
And it really was, depending on the angle that you saw. I don't know if you saw the video, Manny, but
I indulged.
Yeah, like the one shot is all you pretty much. It's tough to see because everybody's running out there, but there's enough angles out there to where you see, like Ramirez obviously didn't like what Anderson was doing, but I mean Anderson, he's the way. I mean, he started squaring up. I mean, he's a wiry dude. So you got a guy going southpaw, like I'm going to knock you out, and then Jose Ramirez just threw a right hook and nailed him, boom, right on the chin. Now, I don't know if you've seen this, but Tim Anderson is not handling this well on social media.
No, he is not.
Which is one of the reasons I like him.
Because he sends cryptic tweets that nobody can decipher?
Because he's authentic. Right? Is that a good way? Is that a good way to call him authentic? Like he's melting down a correct way to say what he's doing, right? He's not handling getting knocked in the jaw, knocked down, losing, a KO.
Yeah, he lost that fight.
He lost. Yeah. He's not handling it well.
So he's being a sore loser. Hey, listen, look, he was the one that quite literally, like a hockey fight, dropped his gloves and squared up first. And now he's going on Twitter, sending out cryptic tweets that nobody can decipher. Brother, just sit in the dark room because I think there's something wrong. I think Josie got you real good. Might have to sit in a dark room, just put the phone away. And just take the L.
So he's not a frequent tweeter.
No,
right?
He's not.
Or X. And when you look at it, right? So it's like
last
one he did before 5 hours ago was a praying symbol. I'm not sure exactly what that's for, but so he did that, the praying emoji. So then he says, you know all this happening for a reason. We stay in focus with this bleep. Been going through this bleep for a minute. Keep kicking on me while I'm down. These are all separate tweets. Keep kicking on me while I'm down. Next week. A lot of MF been switching up too. Hashtag fake bleep. And who the bleep gave losers opinions?
I believe the First Amendment, but I digress.
And then he says, y'all got me effed up. For real, for real.
For real, for real.
Hope you picking up what I'm putting down too. The picture bigger. And then he logged off. Or he went to sleep, or someone from the
went to sleep.
Someone from the White Sox was like, or his agent was like, "Yo, it's before you say something stupid," because whatever. It's a stream of consciousness from him. But yeah, he's not handling getting. He doesn't subscribe to my philosophy and theory, which is just log off. Like, don't look at your mentions because people are going to drive you nuts if you look at your mentions, especially with an athlete. I couldn't imagine being an athlete and looking at what people are saying to me.
Yeah, just
nuts.
Put the phone on Do Not Disturb and turn on some Ted Lasso or something, man. Because
there you go. It's a good idea. All right, let's go to Gregory in Michigan. Greg, you're on CBS Sports Radio. What's up, man?
Hey, you, Mr. Positive.
What's up?
Hey,
buddy?
real quick. The announcer was doing Foreman versus Frazier.
Down goes Anderson.
Down goes, yeah. You've got me intrigued. I've got to ask you, Johnny Marks,
yes,
and Manny. Who are the three greatest rappers, and who do you think that rap music is music? Number one. Number two, Messi's phenomenal. And why do people fight in professional sports? They realize that they could break a bone, lose millions and millions of dollars. Johnny, do they just get caught up in the moment?
Yeah. Yep. They sure do.
They can destroy their career. I just
a little bit. I mean, you're right. They could. You're right. They could. Who knows what happens? You land a punch to somebody's nose and you cause severe damage. And like, listen, a punch is a punch, but there are the rare moments where you hit like Rudy Tomjanovich and Kermit Washington. I mean, that was bad, and we're talking about decades ago now, but like that ruined his career for both of them. So,
Right.
Yeah, they get caught up in it, Greg.
Very good, my friend. Have a great week ahead, and I'm glad you had some fun with the children and stuff.
Yeah, it was
everyone
a good
get some vitamin D and go for your dreams.
All right,
thanks.
Always good to talk to you.
Wait, the top 3 rappers though. What happened to the top 3 rappers?
Well, I'm going to talk about it right now. See, I hate this. I hate this exercise.
Oh, really?
Well, because I mean, I don't know. We all have our favorites. Like, all right, so
I sure as hell do.
So to answer his question and to just try to play along with this, like I'm not like a diehard Tupac fan, but I would consider him one of the best rappers of all time, right? Like Chuck D, for my money, is a great rapper, but he's never going to win. He's never going to win awards or like be a top 3 rapper list. At least I don't think so. But for my money, pound for pound, Chuck D from Public Enemy has to be on any list. But like, what are we talking about? Like pure rappers, like Nas. Like I think Nas is a better rapper than Jay-Z, but Jay-Z's more popular and more accomplished as far as selling units. At least I think he is. But like Nas is a better rapper to me than Jay-Z is. Tupac's a better rapper than Biggie.
Oh,
yeah, Biggie's just like he just unfortunately like. See, I think Biggie's overrated.
Oh.
Yeah, I think Biggie's overrated. Sorry.
God.
I know it's a New York thing for you. Yeah, I mean, obviously Biggie's like a titan and an all-time great, but I don't like when I hear a Biggie song come on, there's just not enough variety. I'm sick of all of his songs.
You're crazy.
I am. When I hear any Biggie song that comes on, I change the channel.
Oh.
Yeah, it's true. It's true.
Oh, Johnny
Sorry.
Marks.
Sorry.
Oh, dear. And by the way, it's Biggie Smalls, Nas, and Tupac.
Biggie, Nas, Tupac. So we agree. We
That's
agree
Manny's
on
top 3.
We agree on 2.
I
We
love
agree
Biggie. Love Biggie Smalls.
Yes, yeah. Like I'm. I don't know. I was always Nas. And like Biggie, I don't know. I was more West Coast than East Coast, I guess at that time. 855-212-4CBS. 855-212-4227. John Marks on CBS Sports Radio at John Jon Marks MARKS Media at John Marks Media. If you are a Packers fan, I think this is a fun exercise. Whether you're in Milwaukee, nationally, wherever, are you rooting for Aaron Rodgers this year with the Jets? Are you rooting for him to win? Or I
don't think so.
Are you nauseated with this phony baloney stuff that's going on with the Jets right now? Oh, he's given $35 million back. This is the same guy that was tripping on ayahuasca and mushroom tea or whatever he was doing. And he was in a hut trying to figure out if he's going to play for the Jets or he's going to ask to be traded. Some darkness retreat. All right, we'll come back with your phone calls, but let's get the latest CBS Sports Radio update. Here's Emmanuel Berbari.
Sports Flash.
Well, John, in baseball, Cubs beat the Braves 6-4. Took 2 out of 3 from the Braves, who came in with the best record in baseball.
Momentum's a powerful thing, and I think like when you play well and then you get the backing of the front office, I think that helps the momentum. I think that helps the confidence. That helps belief.
Manager David Ross talking about the front office adding and not selling at the trade deadline. Cubs have gone from down and out about a month ago to within a game and a half of first place. Cody Bellinger, the go-ahead RBI double in the 5th. For Chicago. Mariners 5 straight wins. They're rolling 3-2 the final. Mariners over the Angels in 10 innings. Eugenio Suarez, the go-ahead single in the 10th. Seattle now knocking on the door a couple of games out of a playoff spot. After the tempers flared and Cleveland had to play a series finale, White Sox rallied for 3 in the 9th, stunned the Guardians 5-3. Cleveland third baseman Brian Rocchio kept the game alive, allowed Chicago to tie it on an error. Then Elvis Andrus, the go-ahead 2-run single off Guardians closer Emmanuel Clase. Orioles shut out the Mets 2-0. O's joined the Braves as the only teams in the league with 70 wins. Blue Jays crushed the Red Sox 13-1. Phillies behind homers from Bryson Stott, Kyle Schwarber, Nick Castellanos. Phillies down the Royals 8-4. Astros outlasted the Yankees 9-7 in the Bronx, salvaged a series split. Rays 10, Tigers 6. Twins rally to beat the Diamondbacks 5-3. Max Kepler game-tying homer in the bottom of the 9th. Then Matt Wallner won it couple of batters later. Nationals top the Reds 6-3. C.J. Abrams a 4-hit day, including a homer and 2
there. And, that's all I can give you right now. We'll see a specialist and see where we're at, what needs to be done, whatever. We just don't know yet.
That for manager Bruce Bochy. A's held off the Giants 8-6. Rockies blanked the Cardinals 1-0. Dodgers 8, Padres 2. Freddie Freeman, second inning 3-run homer. Mookie Betts is 30th in the 8th. Golf, Lucas Glover won at the Wyndham Championship, 20 under par. NFL, Panthers veteran edge rusher Justin Houston, a 1-year deal for $7 million, $6 million guaranteed. WNBA, Liberty statement win over the Aces, 99-61. I'm Emmanuel Barbari.
CBS Sports Radio is everywhere, at home, in your car, and of course on your phone and tablet. Find us on your local affiliate, SiriusXM Channel 158, or the free Odyssey app.
Do you have over $10,000 in credit card debt? The stress from excessive credit card debt can ruin your life. Collection calls, sleepless nights. If you're feeling the financial impact with unprecedented economic challenges, DebtBlue is here for you. DebtBlue uses secret programs that most credit card companies won't tell you about. They'll help you consolidate or settle your debts for a fraction of what you owe. With DebtBlue's Success Guarantee, you pay nothing unless your debt is reduced or completely resolved. There's no risk. The more you owe, the more DebtBlue can save you. See how easy it is to get started with free information. Let DebtBlue show you how 10 minutes could save you thousands. Call now. 800-200-6895. That's 800-200-6895.
I'm just living sky high right now. So I'm very thankful for it. And the team at DebtBlue are phenomenal. They're able to work with you. They're great.
Call for your free debt resolution information now. 800-200-6895. 800-200-6895.
Advertisement sponsored by Allied Injury Group, not available in all states. This important message from Allied Injury Group reminds you that if you or someone you love was injured in an accident that wasn't your fault, you deserve financial compensation for your medical expenses, lost wages, pain, and suffering. Don't rely on insurance companies to look out for you. If you haven't spoken to an attorney, call our legal experts now. Work accident, truck accident, collision with an uninsured driver, or a slip and fall. Allied Injury Group has helped clients win hundreds of millions of dollars in damages. They're available 24/7 to take your call and fight for you. Remember, if you or someone you love suffered injuries in an accident that wasn't your fault, like being struck by a drunk driver, a collision with an 18-wheeler, were a victim of workplace negligence or more, get the financial compensation you deserve. Call Allied Injury Group for a free consultation now.
Call 800-781-1815. That's 800-781-1815. Again, 800-781-1815.
Angie's List is now Angie, and we've heard a lot of theories about why.
I thought it was an eco move. Fewer words, less paper.
No, it was so you could say it faster.
No, it's to be more iconic.
Must be a tech thing. But those aren't quite right. It's because now you can compare upfront prices, book a service instantly, and even get your project handled from start to finish.
Sounds easy.
It is, and it makes us so much more than just a list. Get started at Angie.com. That's ANGI, or to download the app today.
Join us at Odyssey as we all do our one thing. Together, millions of things for our planet. Some are items like garden hoses, pool toys, and lawn chairs are not recyclable and best donated to charity. When we each share our one thing, it becomes a million things for our planet. What's your one thing?
FYI, you can maintain your wellness goals without missing out on summer fun. Sakara's ready-to-eat, plant-rich meals delivered anywhere in the contiguous U.S. are expert designed to help you look and feel your best, even during those weeks you're entertaining friends or taking time to get away from it all. Enjoy 20% off your first order when you go to sakara.com/radio or enter radio at checkout. That's SAKARA.com/radio.
Are you struggling to lose weight and keep it off? Tired of wasting time and money on starvation diets that lead to more frustration and stress? If there was a weight loss solution that could actually work for you, would you try it? Then head to Golo.com.
I'm Steve. I lost 138 pounds in 9 months on Golo.
I'm Amber. I've lost 128 pounds with Golo Taking Release.
If you're ready to take back control of your life, head to Golo.com now and see how Golo can work for you. That's GOLO.com.
My sleep is way better. My inflammation has gone way down. Golo saved my life. I was way overweight. That's what sent me down the path. I wanted to make sure and live for my kid.
I have literally tried everything. I was on the verge of getting gastric bypass surgery, and I saw the Golo commercial, and it was the last thing I tried because it worked.
Join over 2 million people who have found a better way to lose weight with Golo. Your healthier and happier life begins at Golo.com. That's GOLO.com. Again, GOLO.com.
I've got 3 kids. That means I've got 3 checklists of school supplies. Don't they know it's still summer? So I use Instacart to order everything from Staples. Gel pens, graphing calculators, etc. With one order, the checklists are checked off. And I'm chucking them. Now back to our regularly scheduled summer. Get school supplies from Staples, delivered in as fast as 1 hour via Instacart. Visit instacart.com to get free delivery on your first 3 orders. Offer valid for a limited time. Minimum order $10. Additional terms apply.
When you give it your all to be in peak condition, sometimes you face serious setbacks. From rotator cuff tears to tendon injuries and many other common sports concerns. Our experts at the University of Miami Sports Medicine Institute, part of UHealth University of Miami Health System, use innovative treatments customized for your recovery goals so you can get back to training. Go where the pros go for the world-class treatment that will empower you to recover your game. Schedule an appointment today at uhealthsports.com.
Time for football. Tobin and Leroy have the latest on the Dolphins and Canes from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. weekdays right here, as well as all the news from the rest of the NFL and college football. Of course, all the shenanigans, silly sauce, and goosies will continue. Tobin and Leroy with Marcos and J-Fig on AM 560 Sports, WQAM, FM 99.9 HD2, and always live on the free Odyssey app.
Manny playing all the hits. Where's it going? I am Nas is like would be the one that I would go to. It ain't hard to tell. I believe that's the same album, long time ago. Coming up, it's interesting with baseball. It's the first time we spoke about baseball, and tonight's show was talking about a fight between 2 players. But that's while I feel like that for a couple of years there, the only time that baseball would get some national pub would be if there was a fight or something like that.
Down goes Anderson.
Right. Not about the actual game, right? And this year's a little bit different. There is some buzz with baseball, and I know the Dodgers and the Padres. The Padres got hot. All the good people out there listening on the fan in San Diego. The Padres got hot. It was good to see. I would say that the Padres are my second team in the NL. Do you do this as well, Manny? Do you have like second teams where you're like, all right, well, I like this team, and you kind of root for them, even though you don't care? So I'm kind of root for them.
I'm a Yankee fan, so when it comes to baseball,
you don't have a second team.
Not in the American League. I found myself when I was a kid rooting for the St. Louis Cardinals because I liked Albert Pujols.
I liked the Cardinals when I was a kid too, for other player reasons. My favorite Philly was Lonnie Smith, who was on their 1980 World Series team. He got traded, and I was devastated because I was a big Lonnie Smith fan. So I did become a Cardinals fan for a while with Willie McGee and Ozzie Smith and Lonnie Smith, Jose Oquendo later on. But yeah, I like those. I like those Cardinals teams too. Cardinals are a fun team. But anyway, Shohei Ohtani not getting traded, right? Like for a while, I felt like Ohtani getting traded was the better story. But then when you kind of think of it, it's like, all right, like where would Ohtani get traded to where it would be like, all right, that's awesome. Like not the Yankees or like, I guess it just didn't feel real enough for, it didn't feel real enough for that it was going to happen. It just never felt like the Angels were going to do it. Now I'll say this, they better hope that he resigns because they just lost 6 straight games. And he, he's going out there and he's starting. They're like, yeah, like Ohtani hit 2 home runs and then pitched a complete game, was like 3-hitter or something like that. And he hasn't been the same since. He's been leaving games with cramps. Part of the problem with Ohtani and giving him $60 million a year or whatever some team's going to give him it's difficult to for him to be a starting pitcher and an everyday person in the lineup. Yeah, it's a DH, but still he's going up there and he's hitting 4 times a night and he's pitching every 5 days. This is very difficult on your body. So you think he can do that going forward? I say good luck. But I'll be curious to see where he ends up and if the Angels just will outspend everybody. That's really what it's going to come down to. Are they willing to outspend everybody? I don't know if Ohtani already has it in his head that he wants to go somewhere else, or he's just very much open-minded to staying if they pay him the most money. I honestly don't know. I would, like, if I was betting, I'd bet that he stays with the Angels, but I also don't know if he already knows that he wants to leave because the Angels haven't won anything, and he's talked about how he wants to win, but it's difficult to win in baseball by just buying a championship. And the Mets know that firsthand. Look at the Mets.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, $350 million ish payroll, and they realize, it's the biggest, and I actually respect it. It's the biggest about face that I can remember, where they're like, Steve Cohen, the owner's like, we're going to spend, and then he realizes that you just can't spend to win. The Yankees have been trying to do it since whenever they started to try to do it, right? Like, it's really hard. It's hard. You can have talent. You can have homegrown talent. You can actually spend wisely in free agency, and then for whatever reason, you just don't win it. It's very weird.
It's very funny to me as well, because what I heard for years and years and years from Mets fans was, the Yankees win their titles by buying championships. And now the Mets have an owner that has $1 trillion in his bank account, and he spends $1 billion of it on his baseball team. And guess what? It ain't that easy, huh, Mets fans?
Nope. And they realize it now. And they realize that.
So naive.
Yeah, like you need a team and an owner that's going to have a top payroll for sure, but you can't just buy it. You have to have a good mix of homegrown talent, good trades. Like I look at the Yankees teams of the 90s, the original Yankees teams of the 90s. You had homegrown talent. You had really good trades, like Paul O'Neill was with the Reds. He was a really good player with the Reds, and the Yankees, I don't even know what the trade was, but the Yankees were able to get him. You have a